An important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-458-9469.
I'm Chad Pergram with the Speaker's Lobby. We'll know soon if a special election in Tennessee is truly a referendum on country music, pedal taverns, and bachelorettes. Democrat Afton Benn is trying to tip the scales in favor of her party in a district which President Trump carried by 20 points. And former GOP Representative Mark Green won by a similar percentage last fall. Benn faces Republican Matt Van Epps. It's a red district, but political observers are watching the race to gauge potential weakness by President Trump and a softness in the Trump coalition. It was Benn who proclaimed that she abhorred Nashville several years ago. Quote, "I hate the bachelorettes. I hate the pedal taverns. I hate country music. I hate all the things that make Nashville apparently an it city," complained Benn. A Benn victory may signal major problems for Republicans and President Trump heading into the midterms. Republicans believe Benn is just a bad fit for Nashville. And if Benn wins, Democrats will describe this as the second Music City miracle. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
Farm aid at the White House. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump just announcing that some tariff revenues will be used to help farmers impacted by a trade war with China.
So we're going to use that money to provide $12 billion in economic assistance to American farmers. $12 billion is a lot of money.
The president says the relief will provide certainty for farmers and help them to lower food prices, as he blames the previous administration for cost issues.
The Democrats caused the affordability problem, and we're the ones that are fixing it.
And Democrats argue the president's agenda, including tariffs, are costing Americans more money. President Trump also reiterating that China has resumed soybean purchases and says he spoke with China's president recently. The president's former attorney, Alina Habba, is no longer the interim U.S. attorney in New Jersey, stepping down after being disqualified by a court decision. However, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the Justice Department still expects that decision to be overturned, also confirming that Habba will serve as the Attorney General's senior advisor for U.S. attorneys. 12 FBI agents are suing the Trump administration, aiming to get their jobs back. They were fired by FBI Director Kash Patel in September after kneeling during a racial justice protest in 2020.
Patel removed multiple agents for their actions, determining their conduct was unprofessional and lacked impartiality. But the fired agents, in a federal lawsuit, argue the kneeling was intended to de-escalate a volatile situation and was not a political gesture. Attorneys for the former FBI agents say the tactic worked as crowds dispersed, no shots were fired, and the agents saved lives.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The plaintiffs were among law enforcement agents deployed during a Washington, D.C. protest over the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. America is listening to Fox News.
Coming January 24th to the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. The Cover Girl, live on Guam. Angel, the original cover girl, and her iconic voice, singing all their hits like Because of You, Promise Me, Inside Out, and Show Me. Joining them on stage, the queen of dance, EDM, and freestyle, Shannon. Also, 90s freestyle diva singing all her hits, Jocelyn Enriquez.
The radio plays our favorite song, and it's what keeps me holding on. Baby, do you miss me?
Brought to you by Choice Broadcasting, Trivision Media, and Cherry Media. This is a Jams Media show you don't want to miss. Tickets and info at guamtime.net.
A shakeup in a closely watched race for U.S. Senate with a new candidate expected as another switches gears.
Former Congressman Colin Allred dropping out of the Texas Democratic primary for Senate and will instead run for a seat in the House of Representatives. Allred says he wanted to avoid a bruising party primary as Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is expected to jump in the race. The primary winner will face either incumbent Republican Senator John Cornyn, Attorney General Ken Paxton, or Congressman Wesley Hunt. Allred lost to Republican Senator Ted Cruz in 2024, and Democrats are hoping for an upset in their quest to take back the Senate in next year's midterms. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott posting that Congresswoman Crockett is about to learn the hard way that most Texans are very different from her district, her base, and her values, predicting that she would be pummeled for a progressive socialist agenda. The Fed begins a two-day meeting tomorrow, and stocks are in the red. Right now, the Dow down 272, an hour to the close. There's a new list of which tours concert goers sent to the top in the first quarter of the 21st century.
Concert trade publication Pollstar's year-end issue ranked the top 25 most popular touring artists of the millennium based on ticket sales from 2001 to the end of 2025. Ruling that list, Coldplay with 24.8 million tickets sold, followed by U2 with 20.2 million and Ed Sheeran with 19.6 million. Rounding out the top five, Dave Matthews Band, nearly 19.6 million tickets, and Taylor Swift, 18.9 million, keeping in mind her debut album wasn't released till 2006.
Fox's Lillian Wu, Swift's Eras Tour grossing a record $3.1 billion. And Lisa Brady, Fox News.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Are you planning a trip to the Philippines? Why not come back feeling healthier and more rejuvenated? At the Medical City, we offer world-class healthcare services, including comprehensive executive checkups and top-tier aesthetic treatments for as low as $530. Imagine lounging on white sandy beaches, shopping at top-tier shopping centers, and indulging in premium healthcare all in one vacation. Book your getaway now and experience the best of both worlds. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
It's back. Celebrate 75 years of Payless Supermarkets with a $5 off fuel coupon to redeem at any 76 Circle K location when you shop and save at Payless Supermarkets. That's right, $5 off fuel with every $75 purchase at any Payless location. But hurry, this offer is only good from November 17th to December 31, 2025. So don't miss out. Stock up on groceries and hit the road with fuel savings from Payless Supermarkets and 76 Circle K. Minimum $30 fuel purchase required to redeem coupon. Some conditions apply.
Stay cool all year round by checking out Johnstone Supply for your HVAC and refrigeration needs. Located at 170 Guerrero Drive on Picanell Road in Tamuning, call Johnstone Supply today at 671-649-0581. That's 671-649-0581. Open 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and closed on Sundays. Stay cool with Johnstone Supply.
16 days till Christmas. This Christmas countdown is brought to you by Carrier Guam. Daily savings on all our high wall units, both Carrier and Toshiba splits.
Happening. Good morning, Guam. It's 6:07 on Tuesday, December 9. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. The GPD Internal Affairs Division has launched an investigation into an incident involving a patrol officer and a high-ranking officer. The incident reportedly began when the patrol officer pulled over the high-ranking officer for a traffic violation, possibly driving 60 miles per hour. The high-ranking officer yelled yelled at and intimidated the patrol officer during the stop. After the traffic stop, the high-ranking officer called a meeting involving the patrol officer and command staff. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio only became aware of the incident after a media inquiry and ordered the internal probe. The investigation is expected to take up to 90 days. Meanwhile, Congressman Jim Moylan says he supports Senator Will Parkinson's new bill to fix Guam's stalled political status plebiscite. Parkinson's Bill 242 would remove ancestry-based voter restrictions that courts ruled unconstitutional in 2019, allowing all registered voters to participate. Moylan says the bill meets federal requirements while preserving the island's right to decide its future. He added that the measure does not diminish the Chamorro struggle for self-determination. Parkinson hopes to advance the bill by June to place the plebiscite on the 2026 ballot. The ballot options, independence, free association, or statehood, would remain unchanged. We'll have more news after this.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow or working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step, or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
GSWA needs $4 million to purchase additional trash carts to implement the new mandatory island-wide trash collection program. GSWA is seeking funding from two sources, $2 million from the Recycling Revolving Fund through the Guam EPA and $2 million from its own money held by the Federal Receiver, GBB. General Manager Irvin Slike confirmed the need for funding is the biggest obstacle to make the program a reality. The program, established by Public Law 38-39, mandates that all residential owners subscribe to a garbage collection service. GSWA has finished drafting the necessary rules, but procurement for the carts cannot begin until the funding is secured. And Catholics gathered yesterday in Hagåtña for the annual procession to honor Santa Maria in Kamlan, the island's patron saint. The ceremony draws thousands of residents who show devotion to the more than 300-year-old statue. The statue is placed on a special cart adorned with fresh flowers and paraded through the street. The revered statue has survived war, earthquakes, and fires. Legend states that the statue was found floating in the waters of Malessu over 300 years ago. For decades, the Torres family has served as the statue's caretakers. And those are your top stories right here on The Point. Now here's Charlie Hermosa with your weather.
Good morning. Today, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 87. East-northeast winds 7 to 13 miles per hour. Tonight, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 76. East-northeast winds 7 to 11 miles per hour. Wednesday, scattered showers, partly sunny with a high near 87. East-northeast winds 8 to 14 miles per hour. Wednesday night, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 77. East-northeast wind 9 to 13 miles per hour. Thursday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 88. East-northeast winds 9 to 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 22 miles per hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 77. Heat index at 92 degrees. 30% chance of rain. Rip currents and high surf watch are in effect. Sunrise will be at 6:32 a.m. and sunset will be at 5:54 p.m. And that is your look at weather.
There it is, news and weather on the Ray Gibson Show, brought to you by Bank Pacific, banking on the Pacific for over 70 years.
Every year it's the same thing. What do I get them for Christmas? This year, give them something they'll actually use and never forget. At Blades by Crank, we've got high-performance chef knives, hunting knives, pocket knives, sleek chef accessories, and never-released blades. Designed right here in the Marianas and built for precision, performance, and pride, we've got something for everyone. These aren't just tools. They're legacy pieces crafted to last a lifetime. Shop now at bladesbycrank.com or visit the local shop on the first floor of the Hagåtña Shopping Center. Blades by Crank, making the holidays extra chinar.
Bundle smarter, work better. When you're running a business, every decision counts. Now's your chance to make one that gives you more. For a limited time, get hybrid fiber internet up to 1 gig for as low as $125 a month. Plus, get up to 6 months of free internet and free Samsung Galaxy earbuds when you bundle with Docomo Pacific. Ready to get started? Try our free bundles calculator by visiting info.docomopacific.com/radio25. While supplies last, some conditions apply.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show are brought to you by American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, and Kim and Ron and their team at Security Title.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
And good morning and welcome to the Ray Gibson Show. My name is Charlie Hermosa. I am still here sitting in for Mr. Ray.
How's the hot seat?
Mr. Ray, keeping it warm for Mr. Ray.
Yeah, it's a hard one, huh? Tell the truth, bro. The seat's hard, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Does he like it that way? Or
I guess, man.
I mean, because all the
Not
other...
much bothers him, except, the government. The
Well,
conditions of life here.
all the other seats are pretty plush,
This is true.
All the other seats are pretty plush, but this one is like it's just a board.
Yeah, man.
It's just a board.
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
we do.
That's it must be something. I mean, you must be plump. I don't know, but yeah, you're right. Now that I think
he
of it,
works out. He works out.
It's a board. It's a board. But Ray will be back tomorrow, and hopefully, not hopefully, but we wish him a safe flight back with Shelly. And that's always a good. That's always good news to make sure that everybody that comes back from medical checkup, everything works out. And so glad that everything worked out well, and they will be back. And so, good morning, Real Joe, and good morning,
good morning,
Donna D.
everybody.
Good morning.
December 9.
December 9.
The day after.
And the countdown again.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Frank, again. Thank you for reminding us, right? 16 days, right? I'm telling you, it's powerful. So thank you for getting Frank on to do the countdown, because even though we all have a calendar, we that little slight reminder, and then as I said yesterday, we're still in double digits. We're at 16. Everybody's going to start scrambling in the single digits. And so don't wait to the end. Unfortunately, unless there's a way for you to be able to get something online via air, the ocean option is not going to, you're going to have to give an IOU to the folks that you're.
Air?
Yeah.
You mean like specialized shipping?
A little
expensive.
Little extra.
Yeah.
Little extra express.
Are they worth it?
Express mail. Express mail there. Or if you know anybody coming back for the holidays, get their address, drop ship. They'll deliver within 2 hours, and then you'll get it.
Fly it back.
Fly it back. Right. Go through customs. Nothing to declare. You're good to go.
That's a good last minute plan.
Bam.
Yeah, man.
Right. So just. I don't know. Is there a business model behind that? Just a little courier service, finding out who's coming back on island or who's going off island.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Could be interesting. Could be interesting. But so one of the things, we've been talking about the holidays, and obviously there's, besides the meaning of it, the strong presence of buying presents is part of the evolution. And question I had for everybody. And the reason why I'm going to ask this is because I finally encountered something this morning. And would you buy would you buy something at a retail shop for a discounted rate that had a slight defect? Donna?
What?
Would you buy something?
If I really wanted it,
What
and
about-
it was the last one,
Depends on what it is.
I mean, there's certain things you can overlook.
You can overlook?
Cosmetic.
Right? Yeah. So this morning, my computer bag, I got it at Macy's, but one of the ladies pointed out the fact and said, "Listen, we'll give you an additional discount because the zipper is broken on one of the pockets."
Oh no, man.
No, is that not?
Yeah,
no?
that's a deal breaker,
No?
dude.
No, so
unless you know someone that can fix zippers.
No, so I got it.
You got to see the zipper person now, bro.
Well, yeah, go to Compadres Mall.
seamstress, yeah?
Go to Compadres Mall. They'll fix it there. They'll put whatever color zipper you want on it.
Yeah.
And so this morning I
Did
grabbed
you
it.
see it?
See
You
what?
saw what part of the zipper was broken?
Yes.
What was it?
So there's
Like the zippy part or like the sewn in part?
both.
Oh.
Yeah, but you can't really tell. You can't see it. But this morning, the other zipper started, getting hung up. The other zipper started getting hung up. So I said, "Oh no, this one's got two zippers." And I went to it, and I almost pulled it off, and I was like,
That's why.
that's why this it's broken." Well, again, but a lot of retails, because I did a little bit more of a deep dive. Obviously Ken LG called in yesterday, and he kind of gave us the numbers, kind of like more of a doom and gloom on how the Black Friday sales were. But digging deeper on the positive side is the fact that yes, his numbers are correct on some of the decrease based on the volume that was purchased versus the revenues that were collected. So obviously the revenues were higher because of the cost of goods. Average, they were saying the cost of goods versus last year was about 7% during the Black Friday sales. But the online was up, the traffic was up, and but the volume number wasn't as big as I expected. I mean, I thought it was going to be larger based on what Ken was telling me, but it was only about 1%. It was only about 1% decrease year over year. But the one thing that was very telling was the fact that Black Friday now is almost coming to just be a name and not necessarily a day of all the stores opening up at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, but the sales are actually have started to be extended out for the entire week. So even though we still have that Black Friday, a lot of these retailers are putting out things of sales that entire week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I mean, you're getting about the same type of sales. So if you put all that together, the numbers don't look too bad. And let me see here. Some of the highlights of the buy-in frenzy that happened. The highest turnout, let's see, 55% were 55% of the sales during the Black Friday were done via mobile devices, which is pretty telling, which is one of the things that we were talking about. And we were talking about this last week in the sense of the cyber, and it's actually true. I'll pull it up, but Cyber Monday, they call it. You have Black Friday, and then you have Brown Monday. Because there was a study that came out that said that during that Cyber Monday specials, a lot of folks will order online through their mobile devices while they're in the bathroom. Yeah. Absolutely. Just I have some free time before instead of reading.
2 birds, 1 stone.
2 birds, 1 stone. There you go. And let's see. The other big one, which it sort of has a double-edged sword on this one because 30% use the option of buy now and pay later. Buy now, pay later.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
That's called a front, Charlie.
Yeah.
Can I front?
But it works, it works. And, here locally, I think we have an organic way to be like, hey, listen, let me just get this now. I'll pay you later. With the government and everything, let's not go into that one, right? Yeah, that's a crazy. And then let's see, it's slightly, that we talked about the 1% and the volume. So again, the numbers speak for themselves. And the other item that was discussed was the fact that buyers were more conscious, understanding the fact that the cost of goods have gone up. They were being more conscious on spending the money on the actual things they needed. And so they were very careful on their purchase. And so that was very telling as well. Very interesting. Oh, last one. This one was a big one too. The other part on how they were able to better pick their items or their presents were that they used AI tools. So there's a lot of AI tools out there that will help you find deals. They will help you price compare. They will allow you to be able to get all the details and data that you need to be able to get the product that you need or the present that you need. So
Nice.
that is pretty interesting, right?
That's
Having
helpful.
a little buddy there that will say, "Nah, this one doesn't look like
Like I
it's."
send it a picture of you and it tells me what you want. Huh? What does this dude want?
Be like, get
Take
him
a look at him.
Get him
Yeah.
more gel.
Oh.
Like I'll just say
Is
it
it
right before
hair
you say it.
products?
Before you.
He needs hair products.
And so, but yeah, so very interesting. The dynamics, obviously using AI, the buy now, pay later. I mean, I've used that actually in hotels where online, booking.com or Expedia, where they'll say, we'll give you an X rate if you purchase now, and then
lock it in.
and a slightly higher rate if you want to pay later or at the hotel. So it's up to you. I mean, again, it's a very balancing, but you're getting options. I mean, they're kind of. It's interesting how this whole thing is developing. We talked about YouTube and versus Netflix. As we get into the holiday season, as we get into being at home with families, watching movies. We talked about Netflix and the purchase of Warner Brothers. But the one thing that was noted in one article was the fact that Netflix is getting into, Netflix was a streaming company, and now they're getting into the legit business of production, of movie producing, and they've done a lot of movies. But when you're getting into the Warner Brothers side, that's a completely different world, different animal. So there was a big concern whether Netflix, had the structure. And that resonated with a lot of the investors. So even though it was big news for those who invest that they were purchasing Warner Brothers, their stock dipped between 3 to 4%. And so that was in light of a lot of the investors, not really truly understanding whether it was a good fit for Netflix. And then the other comment was the fact that, and I'm starting to see this a lot more, is that the streaming side, who has overtaken Netflix and has a little bit more viewership now, is YouTube. And so, before YouTube was seen as a way to be able to put, upload your nice video, subscribe, everything. But now YouTube is really, they're getting, obviously a lot of the podcasts are being put out on YouTube. We're radios now, right? It's being viewed on YouTube, and that's the way people are listening and watching us. And they have these reels. You have news agencies now putting out the shows on YouTube. And so it's becoming, I would venture to say that within the next couple of years, the dynamics of the YouTube streaming, whether, because every time we watch a show, it's 30 minutes or it's an hour. But when we watch these reels, sometimes, our attention span is only about a minute. Like a minute, 2 minutes, and then, you flip it, you skip it. I would venture to say
3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Yeah, for me,
Bam.
bro.
3
Yeah,
seconds, that's it?
Yeah. That's all you're going to get.
Well, you know what? And I will say that our algorithms are about the same, Real Joe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Our algorithms are the same because...
for you, bro.
No, because every time I'm going to give it a little love to a post or a reel, I see that you did already. And I'm like, man, I'm like, okay.
And you're like, this guy's troubled.
No, I'm like, the algorithms, I'm like, it's got to be safe. If Real Joe loved it, it's got to be safe. It's got to be
better
safe.
be careful, bro.
So the world of streaming, the world we're going to see things, even the sports side, I mean, you see that changing now. But YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, all those streaming apps are really going to, or the streaming way to be able to watch things online is going to change. And there was a little bit of an uptick in moviegoers going to actual theaters. I've seen amazing pictures of these theaters, and I'm sure I'm going to ask, I'll ask Ray when he comes back if he had an opportunity to go catch a movie in Manila. But there's some movie theaters where they have actual where you can lay down, almost. No, these are theaters.
I've been there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They'll massage your feet.
No.
They'll do your nails while you watch. Yeah, they'll do.
In the theaters?
It's almost like Salt Bay.
What?
They'll come out with a steak. Yes, ma'am, sir. beer, whatever you want, bro.
Oh my
All
gosh.
things are possible.
Well, and I've had friends that have gone to Manila recently, and I've seen these pictures, and they were amazing. They're watching a movie. They just watched Wicked 2, and they're laying down in the comfort of their bed, and it looks like they had a little bit of wine and cheese and all
Yeah,
this.
it's pure comfort.
Pure
Yeah,
comfort.
it's
So,
nice.
again, the world that when it comes to viewing and watching movies, streaming, all that is changing, and it's going to continue to change. Because wait until the virtual reality really takes shape. That's going to be very dynamic, very dynamic. And with that, let's see who's here virtually or live.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
All right. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us on a Tuesday morning. And we have here Felix Bamba. Thank you so much for joining us. Auntie Bennett Lujan. Good morning. And let me tell you, she is. I mean, if she's going to support you, I mean, she is nonstop. I mean, she is out there supporting you. Jerome McDonald, thank you so much. Jerome, you know what? I'm actually going to send you a picture, but I'm going to post a picture. I took a picture with the bag, the coffee bag with Sofia Vergara. No,
Careful, bro.
No, I'm going to post it, and I'm going to try to tag
You
her.
take photos with the bag.
I'm gonna post it, and I'm gonna try to tag her on the post. We have her coffee all the way out to out here on Guam. See if there's any momentum, any
Might send
movement
more,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely love it. But I absolutely love the coffee. Thank you so much. Okay, who else do we have here? Barry Bigby Meat. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Stephen Liz. Great seeing you this. On Sunday at Jeff Pirates Cove. They were having lunch there, so it was great seeing him. Steve has a new, you want to talk about hair? His hair. He actually has a really great story behind it. I am not gonna tell it because it sounds funny when he does, but he went back to a little bit of a high and tight Marine Corps.
There you go.
Yeah. Liz loves it. She loves it. So
and tight.
absolutely. Let me see who else we have. John Barcinas. Good morning. EOD Kaboom. Good morning.
Hot wives.
Yes. Smug Wimp. Good morning.
Good dad.
Oh yes. Let me see. Joseph Dzan. Good morning. Ken Augustin. Good morning. Let's see who else do we have. The World is Strong with Eric Chong. Good morning, good sir. Elizabeth Mendiola, good morning. Alicia Duenas, good morning here. Let me see. We have a lot of folks here this morning. Probably everybody's back to work and all that good stuff. Let's see. Ken, Auntie Bennett again. Oh, Auntie Bennett. Temu. Has anybody ordered in Temu?
Oh, me? No.
No?
All the time.
Now is the time?
All the time.
All the time?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Donna D.
Yeah, and she gets the products. They
Yeah,
come.
because
they actually come, man.
Because you don't really know what size
I'm
they're
just
coming
afraid
in.
it might not come at all.
No, the biggest thing is,
Yeah,
and
they send?
I've had plenty of folks that have ordered in Temu. It looks real size, but when they get it, it's like a miniature. So I'm just saying, just
you
be on the
careful, man.
Just got to be careful with that stuff. Got to be. Jose Martinez. Good morning. He says it. What was that, Tom?
I said, what's so funny?
Well, you guys always laugh as well, and
Yeah,
I'm always
good morning,
asking.
Jose.
So Jose's like, is Charlie talking about merchandise or politicians? Ooh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Temu, in regards to Temu, or like,
There's no Temu politicians, bro.
let me see. Jerome says, actually, you should ask for the computer back for free. This must be a conversation that's going on there. Jose Martinez, we already resigned ourselves to slightly defected merchandise. It's called Ross. Interesting. True, because that's where we go to last minute shopping. I'm sure everybody's there for their last minute shoppings, which that's we got to take it as it comes for us. Melvin Santos, good morning. He joins us here. Christine Oliver, what are you laughing at now?
Nothing.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, don't ask, bro.
Oh,
I don't even know, but I love it.
Ismail Velas, he does point out. Okay, Ismail says Netflix just did a stock split. It's normal for the stock to take hits for months after a split. It's also the end of the year where investors sell off stocks to pay taxes. True. Netflix buying, HBO grants it the opportunity to compete against Disney at a whole new level, to include the possibility of opening amusement parks. Interesting. That's a really Ismail. Thank you so much for that comment. That's very interesting. Did not see that the Netflix stock had split, and that was the report that I was getting off the Wall Street Journal, saying that some of the investors were concerned. But your point is well taken. Let me see, who else do we have playing here? Elena Garcia. Good morning. Elena's recovering from some eye surgery, and Elena, I hope you're doing well, and your focus and eyes are all back, all good and normal. Let me see who else. Eddie Cruz. Eddie Cruz comes in. Charlie, I see the creation of a new business industry, much like karaoke bars. They will have theater bars where you and your friends can be pampered as you watch our favorite sports games or movie release. That sounds really good. Eddie, completely. Hit me up. Let me know what we need to do. Let's start it up. It's a really good idea. And then on the YouTube side, okay, we have our good friend, Senator Sean Gumatata from Taufofo. Good morning, good sir. And then we have MP here, 7751, Guam, USA. Thank you so much. Thomas Garcia, thank you so much for joining us. Bad Boy 671, thank you for joining us as well. And Donna Marie 71 is joining us as well. And those are the folks that we can see. I'm sure there's a lot of folks listening to us as they're driving back to work. And with that, Real Joe, I think we'll throw it over to the news with Donna.
Are you ready, Donna? Yeah. Let's do Donna D with the news.
Bill 240 aims to allow temporary workforce housing as a permitted use in M1 light industrial zones. The bill, sponsored by Senator Chris Duenas, is a direct response to housing demands from the military buildup. Projects must meet safety, sanitation, and fire standards, including fencing, and provide plans for sleeping, food, and medical care. Approvals would last 2 years and then be renewed yearly. Meanwhile, Senator Shelley Calvo's Bill 239 proposes a major increase in the property tax exemption for new home buyers. The exemption would jump from $50,000 to $350,000 in assessed value for owner-occupied homes. This change could save new buyers over $1,000 annually. Reventax will draft implementation rules within 180 days after the bill becomes law. And Estumbo Elementary earned a B grade in its annual sanitary inspection, improving from last year's C. Public Health cited 14 demerits, down from 22. Some issues were corrected immediately, like stocking soap in restrooms. Areas still needing improvement include ensuring walls, ceilings, and windows are in good repair, along with proper ventilation and temperature in multiple classrooms. And those are your local headlines on The Point.
Our first look at traffic and more coming up on the Ray Gibson Show.
Celebrate the season with Subway's limited time festive flavors collection. Sink your teeth into the meat-loaded Terhamkin, festive turkey, or festive chicken. Want to dial up your holiday flavors? Add cranberry sauce or stuffing to any sub for just $1 more. Happy feasting only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and all of us at Security Title want to wish you a joyous holiday season. We are grateful for your continued trust and support, and we look forward to serving you in the new year. May your homes be filled with warmth, laughter, and love this Christmas. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Security Title, celebrating over 25 years as your trusted partner in real estate.
Unwind where the sun sets the table. The Beach Restaurant and Bar. Fresh bites, island cocktails, and sunsets you'll never forget. Open 4 to 10 Monday to Friday and 12 to 10 on weekends. Visit GuamBeachBar.com. The beach, where every visit feels like paradise.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show are brought to you by Guam Regional Medical City. They are your healthcare partners.
Donna, that was a good one. That's a very good one. But we won't post it. But it is pretty funny. So thank you for sharing. Our first look at traffic. Obviously, everybody is heading back to work. Right now, if we start up north into the entrance into Anderson Base, it looks like the buildup has started as early as now. So if you're heading up towards that direction, Route 1 main gate area in Anderson is starting to build up a little bit. We continue down south on Route 1. And as we get closer to the usual areas, we're starting to see a slight backup in the intersection of Harmon Loop Road and Route 3. In Route 3, we also are obviously starting to see the buildup happening in the Ukudu area for the drop-off and for the schools in that area. Continue on south, we have, again, buildup starting to happen at the intersection of JFK and Kmart. Obviously, we're dropping off kids there, so please be on the lookout of the students crossing the road. Let me see here. We continue to head down on Route 1. Passing ahead, everything looks good. Slight buildup as we get towards the PD intersection, the power plant intersection there. That light in the mornings gets a slight backup, but it should start moving and flowing out. And then heading down towards Big Navy. No slight buildup. Yes, we're starting to see a slight buildup in Big Navy. I'm trying to use the soft voice as you travel down the road and going around the island. And I don't see any other major traffic to report at this time. And that's our first look at traffic.
You asked and we listened. The Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt, a Wendy's favorite, is back. Try our deliciously indulgent sandwich made with juicy beef, crispy applewood smoked bacon, sautéed portobello mushrooms, and melted cheese, all on a soft toasted bun. Available only for a limited time. Head on over today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt.
Guam Regional Medical City presents Your Gut, Our Focus. From digestive issues to advanced diagnostics. Join us Saturday, December 13th from 10 to noon at the Micronesia Mall Center Court for a community event focused on digestive wellness. Meet GRMC's team from gastroenterology, patient education, patient experience, and referral management. And learn how we can support your digestive health. At 10:30, enjoy a special presentation with Dr. Jill along with guests from ANX Robotics and GI Digital. Enjoy free vital checks, vendor booths, raffle prizes, and your chance to win the grand prize, a 55-inch smart TV. This event is free and open to the public. Join us December 13th at the Micronesia Mall. In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
And, you know, we've been talking about gifts and shipping and all, and Temu and Amazon. And, you know, obviously we always get sort of hung up on the fact that, you know, certain items don't get shipped to Guam. But I believe that we have a solution. And maybe we'll talk about it a little bit because we have somebody on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's J-Mac.
All right. Good
Long
morning.
distance.
Good morning, Charlie. Charlie. Where have you been all my lifetime?
Oh, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for giving us a call. And thank you.
Well, you mentioned about the coffee this morning, and I was introduced to Colombian coffee from a friend. His name is Carlos Munoz, and I used to ride with him out here, and his license plate reads 100% pure Colombian. And sometimes we get pulled over by a cop, you know, and just question us about why do we have that license plate.
Yeah.
And ever since then, he introduced me to Colombian coffee, and I can't go wrong with it. But go ahead and you're going to say you're going to post that Sophia coffee on.
If I could, or is there a branding behind? Well, because I took a picture with the bag this morning, and I wanted to tag her on the post. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. You should. Yeah, that's fine. Also, you mentioned about the ham yesterday.
Yeah.
The ham.
Yes.
Yeah. For 2 years, I've been trying to get that ham, but they're always selling out. They're always sold out over at Costco. Finally, I got it. And that particular ham was 18 pounds, about $112. Took it home. You don't have to cook it. You just unwrap it. It's sealed. And then, of course, I start slicing it. And really, it's okay. But it wasn't what I expected. But my family do like it. But I think I let them lose their appetite because I told them I just chop off the toenail.
Oh. But Jerome, did you have to? Did you buy the device, the little holding device? Because
yes, it comes with it. It does come with it.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Got it. I didn't realize Costco was selling the ham legs. Because one of the things here, one of the restaurants here, there was actually 2 restaurants that I don't think they carry them anymore. It's just been a little hard to get them out here. I mean, they've thought about different ways. There were some folks that were going out to Europe, to Spain, and they were going to try to pack them into their luggage and then bring it back. But I never realized that Costco was selling that. That's great.
Yeah, they just started selling it 3 years ago.
And it's pretty. I mean, I mean, I know you're a whiskey guy, but are you a wine connoisseur at all, or?
No, I don't drink wine. I drink whiskey.
Yeah.
I go for the hard rock stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I haven't drank whiskey for a long time. I was over Scotland, and I tried their whiskey, and then I think I was drinking like my third, what do you call it, glass. And I mentioned my wife was with me, and then I would say there was like 6, 7 guys on the counter were just tasting the whiskey, and I said, man, I haven't drank whiskey for 15 years, and I should have brought my 6th wife from Utah, and then my wife walked away. I got carried away.
That's what happens. That's what happens. You got to pick your battles. You got to pick your battles.
Yeah.
But I love it.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
No, but I love it. I mean, but when it comes to coffee, I love really great coffee, and the way I've been doing it has been the drip. I love just pouring a little water, watching it drip down, and it's just it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, the first time when I heard Ray was talking about coffee, and I said, I'll say this guy's coffee, I used to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. I know how it feels to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, go to work at 5:30 to 6, and you need that boost on that caffeine. And I know Joe, and as well as Donna D and Ray, they need that boost in the caffeine. So ever since then, I think it's been like almost over 3 years now I've been sending these guys coffee. And then long and behold, I got a few people on the radio station or listening, and they say, hey, Jerome, can you send me those Colombian coffee?
Oh, yeah.
And I would say, how many kilos do you want?
Oh,
be quiet.
You're making the deal. Yeah. It sounds like real Joe. Asking for, he wants it by the pounds, and nobody else orders but real Joe on the pound. But Jerome, well, I have you real quick. Obviously, you're on the mainland side, and how are you seeing the politics are there? How are you seeing the politics are there?
Go ahead and ask me any questions.
Yeah, no. How are you seeing? Yeah, how are you seeing the politics over there?
Politics is okay. I'll tell you about politics. Okay. After a while, when I've been here for like almost since 1988, I've been a Democrat for a long time. I voted Clinton twice. I voted for Obama, and then of course George Bush. He's okay. I mean, when 9/11 came in, and I got 2 guys sitting next to me, and they would tell me the consequences of the Twin Tower and the Philadelphia, or whatever you call it, the Pentagon, when they got shot, hit by their jets. I said, guys, you got to be careful what you say, because what happened? You just woke up a sleeping giant, and look what happened to Japan. They bombed the heck out of it with A-bombs,
Right.
But politics out here, I'm going to tell you something about politics. Pull back, don't get into anybody's side, and just look at it as a big show. Seriously.
I mean,
it's a big show.
You know,
come on.
It's ironic you say that, because I actually used those words in a meeting, or not a meeting. We were doing a Christmas gathering last night, and that's kind of the way I described it, right? I mean,
there's an office. There's a high-ranking officer. I deal with him once in a while, and he would tell me, Jerome, it's all politics. Look at it as a big show. Don't get emotionally involved. Don't burden yourself. Which side you want to be? It's a big show. I mean, look, Trump could have gotten, back then, he could have put, what's her name? Hillary Clinton in jail, but he never did. How many politicians you have thought that they were going to go to jail? Not one. Maybe Nixon almost did, but,
right.
You know, it's a big show. That's it.
Or you know, the understanding, you know, on the street talk is always about the game, right? You got to be able to understand and know how to play the game. And so, but once you get past that, I think that, you know, as a community, as people, and for the folks that actually go out there and vote, we have to kind of, you know, put that to side, because the folks that are playing the game are the ones that are deciding the fate of the island. Like, you know, if we concentrate on the island. And so, you know, one of the things that I'm going to start to do, and that's going to be on my Christmas to-do list for January 1, is to start coming up with a scorecard. And obviously for the folks that are looking at running for higher office, for the incumbents, and for those that are looking to run, you know, I want to put them in a scorecard, because if we are going to consider this a quote-unquote game, then let's look at the stats. Right. Let's look at the stats. Let's look at data, and let's ensure that we make the decisions that are best for, you know, for the island.
The politicians, the legislature, you know, they're doing their best they can. They're pretty they're how do you say it? Proactive. But you know, there's got to be more needs to be done. I mean, look at the economy. And I mentioned earlier, like about a week and a half ago, I said, casino's your best bet. Then after you get the casino done, get the convention center, just like here in California.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And once you get the convention, you attract a lot of people of the casino, Asia, maybe in Canada, because people want to get out of the cold weather, and you go to Guam, it's hot and nice. And you're in the hotel, you're playing and you're watching. And, you know, these hotels at Las Vegas, they're fully equipped with this negative ionization. And what it does is keeps you awake, and you play all night on the slot machine, you know. And I don't know. It's a very iffy thing about having casino in Guam, because, you know, it's, you know, if everybody's worried about corruption and crime, but, you know, the Indians did well, you know, there's a law of physics. For every negative, there's always positive. For every positive, there's always negative. Every good, there's always bad. You just got to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah, no.
That's what happened in Las Vegas. They kicked out the mafias out there, and of course they got the corporate coming in, you know. And go ahead.
You know, and you know, obviously here, you know, we talk about sort of the control board, right? That needs to be set up in order for something for that to work. And so obviously but the one thing that I say is that, you know, we can't count it out, right? We can't say, okay, we need, you know, we can't just say yes, and we just can't say no. We got to go through the process. And I think last week we had a caller call in, and actually, you know, this has been going on for years here on Guam. And there's actually data. There's, you know, I believe there's some data that shows that in some of the outbound feedback received from the tourists was that maybe Guam should have a little bit of a sort of a gaming solution for the folks that come here to, you know, enjoy the island, you know, play some golf, enjoy the beaches, the restaurants, the food, the people, and then maybe some, you know, spend some money on some machines here as well. And so, yeah.
And let the Catholic Church start playing their bingos.
Yeah. I mean, Real Joe will be right there. I think he's waiting for that to open back up, and he's waiting. He's waiting on that. So, but yeah, Jerome, thank you so much again for giving us a call, and thank you for the coffee again. And look forward to catching up with you. Okay, soon enough. And I will take you up. Remember what I said. I'm the type of person that, you know, I'm always like, if you open up the door, I'm there, and I look forward to meeting up with you there on the West Coast.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yep, I'll go and eat some Korean food.
Perfect. Perfect. Sounds good. Jerome, have an amazing day. Have a great day and look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the discussions, a lot of discussions going around, a lot of discussions in regards to the casino. And so there's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons. And again, I think we need to take the opportunity to be able to flesh out the good and the bad and then make the decision that's it's never going to be a perfect decision. But in the state that we're in today, we need to take action. We just can't sit back and just watch what used to work, wait for that to work again. We need to take action and pivot and maybe take some risks on doing things with the economy that we weren't doing previously. And, we got to be able to, the other part and the discussions that takes place with everything. It all comes down to red tape and just the roadblocks that the government has presented with folks that have amazing ideas. And so we want to be able to cut the red tape, work through those roadblocks. Just, getting a business license is not easy. And, I'm going through the process right now of getting a business license, and I want to. I want to do a little docu-series on what it takes to get a business license here, getting the DPW permits, health permits, and all that good stuff. But it's very telling. I spoke to a lot of business folks yesterday, and we had really good conversations, and it just kind of always goes back to, what is the government doing to help the small businesses? Okay, if we put the GRT on the side, but with the just everyday things, with the inspections, the renewals of business licenses, there's one thing that I want to ask and see this. I was looking at I think the yearly. I think what do they call it here? I had it here. It's in order for you to renew your license, you have to. Let me see here if I have it. It is I thought I had it here. Oh, it's the annual report. And you pay $100, you file your annual report, you file for $100, and then if you're late, they charge and assess another $50. So if you're late filing your annual report, it's okay. It doesn't go above $150. But I don't really understand what the annual report is, because it's always 2 sheets of paper that they give me. We can easily digitize this, and if there's anything that we need to update, whether it's a street address or new members to the LLC, everything that you could do online, this can be done. So I don't understand why I have to go and file this sheet of paper every single year and pay $100, and which I'm always late, $150. I really don't get it. And so, these are the things, and these are just one of the things that we were discussing yesterday, and we can go down the line. And one of the things that with the speaker, in late January, early February, he said that we were going to go through and look at the red tape and see how we can streamline all these processes. And I can lay it out. I have a whole laundry list of issues that I have in terms of, it's just a question, like, why do we file an annual report? This can be easily done online. I can easily check and update the information online, and don't understand why we have to pay $100 to file this. So, these little things really add up for these entrepreneurs and business owners who are struggling. Right now, every single dollar counts, and having to pay $100, when you're really strapped that month, or August, when you have to file it, it's you're down to the wire. It's to the bare bone. So, these are the discussions that the small business folks are having. They're taking it one day at a time, surviving one month at a time, one payroll at a time. And so, these are the things that the government should be looking at to be able to help the small businesses and help the economy. But I don't really see that. And hopefully in 2026, we take an aggressive approach to be able to run through all these things that just appear like there are a lot of red tape. And then, obviously the interpretation of the law, that's another big one that was in discussion. Hopefully, the training that's held within each agency department that do inspections, the fire are pretty straightforward. I think that, they got it pretty packed down. But, there are change. There are folks that do have a lot of turnover. Not a lot, but I mean, there's turnover. There's new folks coming in. There's folks that retire from different agencies. Hopefully the training is in line so that the new folks coming in interpret the law accordingly. Because 1 year you're getting inspected and you're doing well and you pass, and then the following year you're asked to present something different. Which you haven't really changed anything, you haven't done anything different, so there's no reason why you can't pass the following year. And it's it's under the interpretation of the individual, and I think that we need to make sure that we flush that out as well. If I haven't changed anything in my processes, there's no reason why I can't pass subsequently. So those are the things that we want to be able to look at and flush out accordingly. And that was, pretty telling across the board with a lot of the business owners that I met with yesterday, and really had great conversations. And we're also going to talk, and I'm going to put a plug in for Pono Guam. Unbelievable. They're a food truck vendor, and but I'm going to get to it a little bit on the next hour. Just kind of, I had the opportunity to go down there, get a lunch plate, and the food was just absolutely amazing. It's been hard because in the night markets they're always they have a long line, so I can't wait just because I have my little booth there as well, so I need to man both. But now they have a storefront.
You got a booth?
I had a booth, yeah. Yeah.
What kind of booth do you have, bro?
Little booth, selling the gift boxes and the growlers.
Hey,
yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So 2 weeks in a row, and we had some good business, and as promised, a portion of all those proceeds are going to go to help our fight against leaving no children behind when it comes to orphans. So we're going to donate a good portion of the money over to the organizations that are helping that. So with that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back on the Ray Gibson Show.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
He wants to keep doing what he's doing. Elisa Brady, Fox News. The president defending his economic agenda.
We're going to make America greater than ever before, and we're going to do it through a series of tariffs, intelligent taxes, and incentives. And our country has never been stronger.
He says trillions in investments are pouring into the U.S. This during a roundtable with American farmers, where he announced $12 billion in aid, 11 now and 1 in reserve, for farmers from tariff revenue. Iowa farmer Court Hollup telling the president what he's doing is working.
You have a backbone to stand up to other countries for trade. You're getting things done. Tax provisions. I'll be able to potentially pass on a farm to my children because of you.
Today's event, part of a renewed push by the Trump administration to focus on affordability after Democrat wins in recent elections. Senate Democrats plan a test vote this week on extending Obamacare subsidies, a central issue in the recent government shutdown. President Trump just telling reporters,
Obamacare is a setup to make insurance companies rich. And I want to pay the people, and I want the people to go out and buy their own health care.
Some Republicans in Congress are part of a bipartisan push for a plan to reform Obamacare, but so far that proposal does not have backing from party leaders on either side. Texas Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is running for U.S. Senate, just announcing her challenge to Republican John Cornyn, who's already facing a GOP primary, in addition to at least one other Democrat in the race. But earlier today, a third Democrat, former Congressman Colin Allred, dropped out of the Senate race, instead aiming for a comeback in the House. Stocks finish lower. The Dow down 215 points at the bell. The S&P and the NASDAQ also in the red. America is listening to Fox News.
Breathe easy this Christmas with Carrier Guam. Keep your home merry, bright, and fresh with our XL air purifier. Now just $265 while supplies last. With 3-in-1 filters and LED air quality monitoring, it's the perfect gift of clean air for your family. Visit Carrier Guam in Harmon Industrial Park behind Kmart or call 671-647-2665. Carrier, your local source for comfort and quality this holiday season. Carrier Guam, turn to the experts this Christmas.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow our working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
Artificial intelligence technology to China.
U.S. Attorney Nicholas Ganji announcing
the unsealing of the guilty pleas of a Houston-based technology company, How Global, and its owner, Alan Shu, for illegally smuggling or attempting to smuggle $160 million worth of high-value computer chips out of the United States.
Calling this the first arrest and first ever conviction for an AI diversion case, also announcing the arrest of 2 businessmen accused of violating U.S. export controls and smuggling laws.
By shipping to co-conspirators in China those exact same chips Shu admitted to smuggling.
Stressing this tech is designed to train and run AI that can be used to direct military applications, including designing weapons and operating drones.
Fox's Christian Goodwin. Officials disrupting the scheme to send the tech, which included NVIDIA chips, to Hong Kong by mislabeling them as adapters and adapter modules. A court clerk involved in the Alec Murdaugh murder trial in South Carolina admits her crimes.
Former Colleton County Court Clerk Mary Becky Hill has pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice and perjury. She showed a reporter pictures of the crime scene. Even though those exhibits were sealed, she then lied about doing so to a judge. She also pled to misconduct for taking bonuses and using her position to promote a book she wrote about the trial. She told a judge Monday she was ashamed. The judge sentenced her to 3 years probation and said if she had been found to have tampered with the jury, the punishment would have been harsher. Attorneys for Alec Murdaugh had earlier accused Hill of tampering with jurors, but during a separate hearing, while 3 jurors did tell a judge her comments about the case influenced them, 11 others said she did not affect their verdict. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Recapping Wall Street, the Dow dropping 215 points. The S&P and the NASDAQ also lower ahead of a Fed meeting this week. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Wakey, wakey, Guam. It's time to rise, shine, and dine at Wendy's. Kickstart your morning with our breakfast faves, like the Morning Melt Panini, savory breakfast burrito, or sausage, egg, and cheese English muffin. Or are you looking for some local flavor? Choose one of our local breakfast platters, like the Biggie Breakfast Platter. It's hearty, filling, and packed with island goodness. Start your day with Guam's best value for breakfast, only at Wendy's. Head on over today.
For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Hoffaday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Challenge San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Hoffaday Realty for all your real estate needs.
Celebrating the 176th year anniversary of American President Lines. APL is a trusted partner to the U.S. government and its military. Our U.S. flagged vessels are proud to provide ocean transportation, logistics, and critical mission support worldwide, and most especially to our local partners right here on Guam and Saipan. APL has an extensive network that connects your shipping needs to anywhere in the world. The APL Guam team is dedicated and here to help you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com. APL Global Presence with a local home.
16 more days till Christmas. Get the perfect Shinarp gift at the local shop or bladesbycrank.com.
News this hour is brought to you by AB Risk Solutions.
Half a day at 7:06. I'm Donna De Jesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. 59-year-old Raymond Uggin Sanchez faces multiple criminal sexual conduct charges following allegations from 3 minor girls. Sanchez was charged with 3 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct and 2 counts of attempted second-degree criminal sexual conduct. The first report was filed in 2019 by a 15-year-old girl who said Sanchez assaulted her years earlier. GPD did not file charges at the time. Police reopened the case after 2 more girls, ages 8 and 9, reported new allegations on October 29. The girls told investigators Sanchez entered a bathroom, exposed himself, and attempted to force inappropriate contact. The case is now before the Superior Court. Meanwhile, Japan and the Philippines are moving forward with talks that could bring Japan's Type 3 surface-to-air missile system to the Philippines military, a step that would deepen U.S.-Philippine security cooperation and place Guam on a more forward defensive line. The Philippines is seeking stronger missile defense amid rising confrontations with China in the South China Sea. And after allowing the U.S. access to 9 military sites, analysts say Japanese missile systems could help protect U.S. assets in the Philippines and improve early warning for Guam. The talks come as China expands its missile and submarine capabilities in the region. More news after this.
Whoever said no risk, no reward has never been sued. Hi, I'm Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and our job for over 70 years has been to help businesses just like yours manage risk. Manage risk? We will never be able to totally eliminate the myriad of risks every business faces, but we can help you manage them and recover when disaster strikes. From mom and pop operations to high-rise hotels, we're the experts businesses have counted on for many years. Call me today at 777-2668 for a free risk review and consultation.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
Senator Therese Terlaye introduced Bill 241 to fast-track the release of $20 million already budgeted for GMH. The bill does not provide new money, but changes the funding source to ensure timely access. Budget Director Lester Carlson warned that the current appropriation language could delay the money's release until the end of fiscal year 2026 and completion of the audit. Bill 241 would instead take the $20 million from current excess revenue collections. The bill is also intended to help the hospital satisfy prior outstanding pharmaceutical obligations. And Child Care Center representatives raised concerns Friday over delayed federal block grant payments, a problem Public Health attributed to delays in federal funding allotment. Public Health assured the 40 representatives at the meeting that payments are being processed and future cycles should resume as scheduled. But center owners voiced concerns over the impending end of complete coverage starting in January. Public Health Division Chief Heidi Kinata explained that the complete coverage was temporary, funded by pandemic and typhoon grants. Center owners noted that returning to pre-pandemic subsidies will make co-payments difficult for families as current subsidy table does not match the high cost of living. And those are your top stories. Back to Charlie Hermosa with weather.
Today, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 87, east-northeast winds 7 to 13 miles per hour. Tonight, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 76, east-northeast winds 7 to 11 miles per hour. Wednesday, tomorrow, scattered showers, partly sunny with a high near 87, east-northeast winds 8 to 14 miles per hour. Wednesday night, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 77, east-northeast winds 9 to 13 miles per hour. Thursday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 88, east-northeast winds 9 to 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 22 miles per hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 77. Heat index is at 92 degrees, 30% chance of rain. Rip currents and high surf watch are in effect. Sunrise was at 6:32 a.m. and sunset will be at 5:54 p.m. and that is your local weather.
Got friends who still haven't switched to GTA? Now's the time to give them a nudge because you can get up to $150 just for sending them our way. Refer a friend who signs up for a single service like wireless or internet and you'll score $100. And if they go for a choice bundle, that's a cool $150 in your pocket. It's simple, it's sweet, and it pays to share. Visit GTA.net to start referring today. GTA, we start with you. Terms and conditions apply. Visit GTA.net for more information.
Ring in the season with Coca-Cola and Burger King's Seasons Winnings Holiday Giveaway. 4 lucky winners will win a Coca-Cola Premium Prize Pack at participating Burger King locations. Each prize pack includes a Coca-Cola outdoor canopy, barbecue grill, Adirondack chair, and a stainless cooler. Purchase any large Whopper combo meal and receive an official validation slip to enter on the official Coke Guam website. See restaurant for details. Promotion ends December 31st, 2025. Drawing will be held on January 7th, 2026. Happy holidays from your friends at Burger King. You rule.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show are brought to you by American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, and our friends at Take Care.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Yes, indeed. And, the other, something that we can't keep our eyes off is the fact that, the government budget, the U.S. government budget, that was through the end of January. So we can't let up. there's a lot of appropriations happening. But, at the same time, we just got to keep an eye on that. I was actually getting a good glimpse at the 2026 NDAA, and it's got a lot of defense spending, which is, again, double-edged sword. Good. Obviously, it's for...
The tip of the spear.
Tip of the spear, exactly. For Guam. For Guam. And but again, we can't take our eye off the situation because healthcare is going to be a big topic for the budget to be passed. Everybody's got to agree on it, and obviously everybody wants the Obamacare incentives to continue. And so there's a lot behind that, and Minnesota is very telling. If you look at what's going on with Minnesota and all the corruption there, these are the things that need to get wiped out. And when you look at some of the fundamentals behind the Obamacare programs, that is how has opened up the door for corruption to happen.
Fraud.
Absolutely. But with that, Real Joe, I think we do have a call.
Speaking of healthcare, and really good healthcare at that, Dr. Hal Nguyen.
Hey,
good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Doc.
Hey, good morning, Rucho. Charlie, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Good. Good morning. How's everything going?
Oh, it's pretty good. Our healthcare on the island is going to be standing still until the next election. I think we really need to have a government that believes in the public-private partnership. Right now, we don't have such a thing, so it's very hard for the healthcare Guam to improve. But we wait till 2026 anyway. But Charlie, listen, I tell you, we keep. I'm calling it a different subject. I'm not the expert of healthcare, but I travel a lot, and Guam have really need to attract the tourists in a different way, right? So everything I think of by word of mouth. We kind of have to kind of clean up our island. I picked up the other day because my leg's coming late, and I walk out and stand beside the curb where we come out and wave our car, and I think there's trash everywhere along the curbside. And I think, my goodness, that's the first thing the tourists see. It's not a good thing, right? And then you walk down to Tumon and along from Home Depot, there's a big sign, so you can walk there, no pedestrian. And I say, it's really crazy we do. And this morning, every morning I run at the port, and the Emerald Valley is very beautiful, little emerald waterways going out the port there.
Right.
And it's really beautiful in there. And when Carpentier was GVB, Mike Coleman, he put a dumpster there, a garbage bin, right? So people would put the garbage in there because I see garbage everywhere. That's why the tourists go and see our beautiful island. And garbage everywhere. And now I guess GVB or someone don't pay the fee. So they took away the trash bin again, and the trash pile up again. At a certain point, if you don't come to an island, enjoy the water and the hospitality of the island, and you drive around, you have trash, you have graffiti, you have all kind of stuff, no one's going to come back. And that's something that this is our island, and we have to be proud of what we do. And it got to start from the governor down to push the cleanliness of our island. You can marketing the to-go food in Korea if you want, but there's a lot of good food in Korea. No one's going to pay attention to that. but they pay attention to how clean your island, how safe your island is. So if we want to bring tourists back, we got to clean our island. I'm not sure about casino part because, casino in Saipan and Tinian, they all fell. So I'm not sure that's a good idea. But I think we should concentrate on our island, make it beautiful again, make it clean and safe, and people will come.
Or as you said, Doc, it's a word of mouth, right? Because the post, folks, family, friends that they're talking to when they go back home, saying visit the island, it's beautiful, it's clean. And when you hear those positive remarks, you makes you kind of go online and say, okay, let me see what this is all about. But if you hear like, it's dirty, it's why would you even want to look at coming here if you're getting negative feedback from the folks that already come? So, it's a word of mouth as well. I mean, we can take all the amazing pictures, we can take all the amazing marketing videos, and we can send it out there. And yes, to your point, that was the one thing that Governor Gutierrez had a very strong stance on, the fact that he didn't want to do sort of a bait and switch, send out a marketing campaign that shows you all these clean, pristine beaches, but then when they get here, it wasn't really what we were promoting, right? I mean,
Charlie Fish Eye, that's where everyone goes to go snorkeling, right? I mean, I live down the road from there, and the bathroom never works. There's always locked graffiti everywhere in the bathroom. I mean, it's not a good thing. Just like Vietnam, right? Vietnam never advertised in Guam, but every patient I talk to, they want to go to Vietnam and they've been to Vietnam. I'm going to go next week because it's nice and clean, it's cheap. You don't have to advertise. It's all about the word of mouth. You say, it's so nice to go there. People will go. But truly, I mean, you drive around, and that's where the SUV, they need to get in their car and drive around the island and see, oh, wow, this is horrible. The bathroom are dirty. Every stop that the tourists stop, nothing works. So why do they want to come? I mean, you got to be proud of the island, and you have to start seriously from the top down. You have to do that.
No, absolutely. Completely agree. If you have an opportunity, there's a podcast called Pinpoint, and Lee Weber was actually talking about Singapore, right? And sort of the culture shift that they went to, but it started with the top. The top was making sure that every single street was clean. There was no gum on the floor. I mean, so there was a culture shift. But, we talk about it. And if we can, we can name off all the areas that we will want our tourists, like to Lovers Point. I mean, we can go down the list. And if you go down to in Alahan today, if you go by the pools, the mayors have done a really great job trying to keep these southern villages as pristine and clean as they can.
They are.
And
I agree.
And so, but now, what are we doing? And I want to make sure that the agencies, because this is the actually issue that I had with GVB, was because when they start taking on areas that should not really fall under the realm, but it just, they have to do what putting garbage, cans out there or the bins, is that the responsibility? Who's responsible? But regardless of right now where we're at, we had a bin there. What happened to the bin? I'm going to find out, Doc. I'm going to find out because
they took it away. I don't see it anymore. It's really it's not a good thing. Just along the port there, the seawall, and I run there every morning, and every weekend I have to pick up trash. People, it's a challenge for everyone on the island. If you go sit down and watch the sunset, watch the beautiful sight of water on our island, if you bring something, bring it home. Don't leave the trash there. You don't eat and you leave the stuff because that's where you go and enjoy the view. So the challenge for the whole island. Come on, make our island beautiful again and be responsible and take your trash home.
Absolutely. That's a huge challenge because the excuse should be like, there's no trash bins, there's no trash cans. Pick up after yourself. Take the garbage with you, right? And throw it and find the means to appropriately throw away the trash properly. And so, but again, that's the outreach that we need to continue to do, Doc. We got to continue to beat this on everybody's head and brain to ensure that they understand that doesn't give us a good appealing look. Yep. You're throwing crash. I mean, and again, it's for how we want to leave this world, right? How we want to leave our island when we depart, right? We want to leave it in the best condition that we can for the next generation, for our kids, for our grandkids. That's the way we should be looking. And it's very short-minded, and it's really, we got to continue. We can't give up the fight. We got to continue fighting to ensure that everybody understands that it's our island, right? It's a personal thing. The way it looks, it's an appearance on us. This is us.
So try to make a challenge for everyone, and then challenge the company, and maybe just like ours, we might talk to Jesse and sponsor the bathroom at the Peter Baum home just to clean it up. And I don't know, it's something that everyone responsibility. I think we should do that before we get our tourists come back. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Doc, for that. I completely agree with you. It's got to be a culture shift. Everybody's got to be on board of this. I mean, and it's got to be a reflection. Remember, the island's a reflection of us. And so that's the way we got to look at it. But to your point, but it goes to your point. It's a big point. It starts from the top. It's somebody has to drive this, and so that is what we're asking for. So the community can step in, but top down has to be there as well. So I appreciate.
100%.
I appreciate it, Doc. Thank you so much for giving us a call. Please have
healthy, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Have an amazing Tuesday.
Okay, thanks. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Doc.
I like how he said, "Stay healthy, everyone."
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's good.
That. I'm eating apples every day, so I don't got to see that, dude.
Well, I have a banana. I have a banana with me, so that's a good thing. And let's go ahead and take the next
line
caller.
2, Miguel.
All right,
Miguel, what's up?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I enjoy the conversation between Dr. Noel and you on beautification. I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
I drive Essen just about every day, but if you pass through the government house all the way down to, let's say, PD, who's responsible for cutting all those grass along from Essen? Because you have a beautiful scenic there, the ocean view, but you can't see the ocean because of all those jungles down below.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and
that's a beautiful scenic all the way down to PD.
Very.
Okay. But nobody's taking care of it, and you have rent-a-car that's going around the island, tour buses, and they can't even see the scenic there.
Right. I mean, that's exactly what you would want, right? Our tourists to be driving around and looking to the right. And
that's what we're promoting here in the Guam. Beautiful beaches, beautiful blue ocean, but where's the blue ocean here? You can't even see from that direction.
No, and that's part of the process, right? That's when the scenic views, being able to keep it clean, right?
That's right.
And they're all natural things. I mean, we don't really have to do much, but just to kind of keep it.
I decided to call the mayor from Essen. I don't know who's the mayor there, Blas or whatever, Salas. What he told me that's not part of Essen's property; it belongs to the national park.
Oh.
So I don't know why they can just go in there and cut it. They put those big boulders there along the Deadman Curve.
Yes.
Okay, they painted white. They found it, but I don't know what's the purpose for that, to prevent the car going in there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's I'm gonna look into that too. I'm gonna look into the trash bin, and I'm gonna look at the Essen side, because I don't want to overspeak on the responsibility, because it's gotten a little screwy on who is responsible for what. But having a national park there is a level of responsibility that falls on them as well, because I know I was trying to do some work with them in the past, and it was it was almost an uphill battle trying to get some permits with them. But yeah, I will definitely look into that and find out.
There's a lot of areas in Guam really that has been neglected, and here we are trying to bring the tourists back, but I doubt it if the tourists will ever return back to Guam. We're not ready for the tourist side. Guam is so, I don't know how to say, filthy, dirty. You drive around the island, okay, and nobody's taking pride of this island. And Guam's a beautiful place, can be another Honolulu, Waikiki, but like you say, there's really hardly anything.
It's the pride. Absolutely, completely agree. But it's got to be in parallel, I think, because Unfortunately, during COVID, to me, and again, it's all hindsight, right? I mean, it's in the past already. But to me, during that COVID time when we were shut down completely, no vehicles on the road except for those essential vehicles and passing through the blockades and all that good stuff. But during that time, during those 2 or 3 years, that was the time that we should have taken the money and spent it on the roads, on infrastructure, just kind of putting everything in the right place because of what we were doing. So, but we missed that window, and now we're confronted with the same issues that we've been talking about for a long time, and nothing is getting done. And so, but when you circle back, it's a pride thing, right? It's a pride. Like, how do we want this island to look? But it's got to be in parallel. We want to be able to get this cleaned up, but at the same time, the tourists are, as we see, they're different, right? Their spending habits are completely different. Different tourists are coming to the island, and we just got to understand that we don't have the same tourism as we did before.
That's true. I agree on that, but at least clean up the island. There's another good example down by Tumon, from Roy Orchid going down to Kmart. There's no bench there for the uncle to sit. Families with babies walking up the hill. They get up to the very top. There's not even a chair to sit, catch the next for the pedestrians to cross over to Kmart. What's so hard about putting some concrete chairs there or benches there or a hut just for them in case it's raining, they do get wet. Honolulu, you take the buses down to Ala Moana. There's benches, bus shelter for the tourists to get underneath the shelter tickets. Those are the things really. Okay, that looks like GVV are not doing something to for the convenience of the tourists.
You know what? And as simple as that, right? A little shelter right where in the middle of the sign, because I will tell you that, I mean, unless you're real Joe and you can sprint up that hill when it starts raining, they get drenched. I mean, because there's some Manuncos that are walking up and they can't make it all the way up to Kmart, but halfway right by the I Love Guam mural, maybe there's a shelter, right? A halfway point.
Exactly. Yeah. Wasn't there a Coben up there right in the intersection going to JFK? Whatever happened to that Coben?
That's a good question.
Yes.
That's a good question.
We spent millions of dollars for that concrete for Coben, and whatever happened to that? They could at least use that for temporary shelter for the tourists to walk, or a bridge over to Kmart. Have Kmart give them a 10% tax break just to have them build a bridge over to their shopping center?
No, I absolutely, and
the other thing I noticed, I was at Kmart last night. It's so dark there on that intersection. People are just crossing over, and drivers coming up up the hill. There's no U-turn there. They just go right through, and they're always about to hit the tourists because it's so dark in that corner.
You know what? That's another one that I'm looking at right now because I personally was I guess I was in between two lanes, like right in the middle, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like I'm turning here." They're like, "This is not a lane." I'm like, "This is not a lane," and this is like at night, right? And so, it's something's gonna happen, and we have a lot of kids crossing.
It's so dark in that corner. Let me tell you this: from Kmart to cross over to JFK.
Yes,
it's a dangerous corner. We're just waiting for somebody to get hit there, and that's it again for tourists.
I completely agree. And these are the things, unfortunately, we're talking about, and hopefully it never happens, but we got to be able to fix that.
You know what you should do? Like once a week, on, let's say Monday, Tuesday, just people calling in for hospitality, for tourism, and let's see what they're going to do about it. Talk show.
Let's do it.
Yeah, every Monday or Friday, people just call in and get their feeling out what's going on this island. The other thing, again, I have a lot of tourists. You go up to the airport for departure area, okay? And you see all those handicaps. There's about maybe 6 handicaps for 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 7 hours, okay? And the cop came over and asked me that I can't park there. And I'm a handicap. So where is the handicap? Those people, those handicaps that reserve handicap, they're all employees of the airport, okay?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, and they
drive again up there. Just go up there again and check it out. At the departure area, there's about 6 handicaps on the corner there.
Yeah.
For hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. Come on. Who's going to be in there for 6 hours buying ticket from United or whatever it is? People are dropping out their luggage. They can't even because there's no handicap parking in the front. The cop will come up and tell you can't park here.
Yeah, no.
So where are we going to go? Circle the airport again and go downstairs? Come on, guys. Talk to Joaquin at them. Find out who are those people that are really parking there. It's employees. I have seen in my two eyes that they're coming out. They're not handicapped.
Consistency, and that's another great point, right? I mean, those are the things that we need to make sure that we follow the rules, follow the regulations.
The rules, but Guam is the only place, and that's why, like I say, OOG, only in Guam where you see handicap with hours, 5 hours. You can park your car there for 5 hours, 3 hours, and it shows right there.
I've never used that before. OOG.
But just drive through and you see what I'm talking about. Charlie.
Miguel, I'm gonna dub that if you don't. I haven't used that. I'm gonna start using that. OOG. OOG. Yeah.
Only on Guam.
Yeah. Only on
Guam.
Guam.
I miss Joe Murphy. That was actually Joe Murphy's column. OOG. Okay, and I'll never forget that OOG.
Yeah. No. Let's bring that back. But Miguel, thank you so much for giving us a call and all the great insight. Yeah. Always. Call in and let us know what's on your mind.
He wants to beat down that other handicap dude.
Oh no! And you know
gonna
what?
have a fight, bro.
I'll tell you. We're going to turn over to news.
When you park in the handicap, you gotta limp.
Well,
a little bit.
And we'll tell you, I'm very transparent. I'm very open
because people are watching, bro.
I'm very transparent. Just real quick, I in a stall. You know, I don't want to take the bathroom stall, but it was the only one that was big enough because I had to change.
Oh yeah, the handicap stall.
But I've never had anybody come in to use it. I've never seen until I went in and I was changing, and there was a person in a wheelchair that came in that kept on knocking. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, and so then they got wheeled back out, and then I chased them out. I said, I'm so sorry, please come back in and use it. And that was the one time that said, well, nobody uses, and then it happened. It happened. So I truly do apologize for that, but you know, I learned from my mistakes. And so with that, we're gonna take a quick break.
No, we're gonna go to news headlines with Donna D, and that is brought to you by Pika's Best Realty. Half a Day Realty. Call Jody, Saran, Libby, Lolita, and their team of professionals for all your real estate needs. You can call them at 588-4232, or you can email them at halfadayrealty@gmail.com. Headline news also brought to you by BK, that's Burger King. Thank you for the double cheeseburgers. It starts with the classic. Next up, the bacon double and the new rodeo double. BKU rule. And now it's time for Donna D with headline news.
Public Works will lead Guam's abandoned vehicle removal, receiving $2 million from the Recycling Revolving Fund after mayors stopped managing the program. 2 companies are interested in off-island disposal, sending vehicles to the Philippines or crushing them for export to Korea. Public Works will track every car, spending $200,000 on administrative costs, and expects to remove over 2,200 vehicles next year. Meanwhile, GSWA is waiting to find out if 2 funding sources can help cover $4 million needed for carts for mandatory island-wide trash collection. The agency finished draft rules but cannot launch the program without more carts. GSWA asked the Guam EPA and federal receiver GBB for $2 million each. Without that money, rates may increase or reserves may be drained. And youth leaving government care face major obstacles, including difficulty securing housing and a lack of 24-hour public transit for employment. Public Health noted that 80 to 90% of foster homes are military families, raising concerns about cultural identity loss. Social workers warn that neglected children often have education gaps, leaving them unprepared for independent living. And those are your local headlines.
Your first look at rush hour traffic and much more coming up on the Ray Gibson Show.
Bundle smarter, work better. When you're running a business, every decision counts. Now's your chance to make one that gives you more. For a limited time, get hybrid fiber internet up to 1 gig for as low as $125 a month. Plus, get up to 6 months of free internet and free Samsung Galaxy earbuds when you bundle with Docomo Pacific. Ready to get started? Try our free bundles calculator by visiting info.docomopacific.com/radio25. While supplies last, some conditions apply.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Christmas is almost here, and it's 7:36 in the morning. That's beyond the box time. You go there to buy your gifts. They've got Apple products and every kind of earbud configuration you could possibly need for your listening enjoyment. Check them out. First floor Micronesia Mall. That's beyond the box.
That's the traffic report is probably one of the things that everybody says that I need to get better at doing. So don't know if it's the voice. We'll take it up north right now. We'll start up north by Anderson. It looks like it's the buildup still happening there. It doesn't look like it was as bad as yesterday. Maybe it was because of the services that were happening yesterday. As we continue on Route 1, coming down south on Route 1, we are starting to see a little bit of a buildup here at the intersection in Dededo, in the intersection of Route 3 and the Harmon Loop Road. It looks like the traffic is both north and south on Route 1. So if you are traveling through that area, please drive safe. As we continue down south into the area that we were just talking about, the intersection with Kmart and JFK, again, there's a school drop-off. So if there's anything, please be on the lookout for students crossing the road. Always be safe there. As we continue down past Hagatnya, no major report there. But as we get closer to the power in PD, the power plant there is major traffic buildup there heading south on Route 1. So if you are heading towards Big Navy and you're passing PD and going into Big Navy, there is a lot of buildup happening. As we continue around on the back road, there's a little bit of buildup as well on Route 14 and 15 here. Barrigada, the usual traffic buildup closer towards Wendy's and the school with the intersection of Route 8. So always be on the lookout for that. So looks like school's back in, and the normal spots where traffic is building, and that is your second look at traffic.
Travel goals unlocked. Whether it's Korea in the summer or Japan in the fall, the United Credit Card from First Hawaiian Bank can help you turn your urge to explore into your next boarding pass. Apply by October 31st, 2025, and if approved, earn 45,000 bonus miles when you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Unlock your next adventure with the First Hawaiian Bank United Credit Card. It all starts with yes. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit one of our branches or go to fhb.com/United.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and all of us at Security Title want to wish you a joyous holiday season. We are grateful for your continued trust and support, and we look forward to serving you in the new year. May your homes be filled with warmth, laughter, and love this Christmas. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Security Title, celebrating over 25 years as your trusted partner in real estate.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show brought to you by Subway. Level up your fitness routine with Subway's new Fresh Fit collection. Built to fuel your day with better-for-you subs. Each new fresh subs packed with protein, stacked with full servings of veggies, all under 500 calories. Give in to the guilt-free pleasures of the new Fresh Fit subs. Only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
Bringing you closer to the action. Any speaker, anytime. Watch and listen live on ThePOINT.gu.
Yeah. And another part, I also have to be honest that when we were talking to Miguel, I did use the example of the tourists and Mononcos not being able to make it up the hill, but that was me. I mean, it's a steep hill. It's a steep hill. That was me. I can't make it up, but I just kind of I masked it and said, kind of went along with the tourist theme there, and said the Mononcos weren't able to make it. But it's a tough one. Do you do those hills?
Never.
What?
Dude, I stay away from the hills as much as possible. I don't need them, and they don't need me.
That one, that hill, and then Tribe. I've seen those folks do also the one along Hilton, and then the one on the western side, the western hill.
Yeah,
and then the one,
yeah, steep, bro.
yeah, they're pretty steep.
Hill sprints.
Little your hammies.
That's good for them, man.
The little hammies.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm proud of them.
you cheer them on.
I'm proud of you guys.
You cheer them on. But again, just little things, right? Little things that can go a long way to be able to, the hospitality is one thing, but being able to put some shelter for the, it comes down, and I've seen that happen. It's really unfortunate. I'm coming down that hill by Kmart, and sure enough, it'll just come down really, really hard. And it's really unfortunate, the folks are taking pictures alongside the road. They can't make it. I just wish that we could look at a shelter for the midway point. And if there's any way that you can put a water station there as well. No, that's for me. Or like a little vendor, or put a little vendor there for Gatorade or something, and somebody selling something halfway through. That would be great as well. But yeah, a shelter could go a long way. If we're going to go down that list, let's do it. So put a little shelter midway through. Put the sidewalks from the airport down. Okay, forget about these barriers that we're thinking that are stopping our tourists from walking through. Because one, they may not use their translator and know exactly what it's saying. It could just be thinking that there's some type of construction happening, because there's construction with that water tank happening on the side. So they'll just go around it. And so let's continue to do that. I don't understand. These things are so and again, it's
by the airport.
By the airport, yeah. It's easier said than done.
You're not allowed to walk there, dude.
It says no pedestrian.
You're not allowed. Yeah. What they heavily enforce that, bro.
No,
and have people pop out and grab them.
And no, exactly. I think maybe they have somebody stationed there now with a car, a private, an unmarked vehicle now. It's well, no, that's a dump vehicle. Damn it, somebody dumped it. It's not an unmarked vehicle. It's not a police unmarked vehicle. Somebody just dumped it there. But yeah, so put the sidewalks. Let's get that going. And then, obviously get that crosswalk. Kmart is a landmark. We have to see it that way. And folks, our tourists are going to go there. And if we don't have a good lighting, good striped, our folks don't know where one lane starts and the other one ends. And so that's very telling. So we do have a caller?
You do have a caller.
All right.
It's Tyler.
Oh, Tyler.
Yeah, the Tyler Matanana Mortera.
Let's get it.
Good
Fix
morning
and six.
to you.
Fix and six. Let's do it. Hey, Ty, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Charlie, Real Joe, Donna D. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday. Good morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's gonna be a busy week again for us over at the Guam CDBG-DR. That's the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery, our Fix and Six program. As I've mentioned before, we do have the entire month of December dedicated to our housing program. So last week we had 3 events. One was at Inalahan Community Center, the MTM Community Center, and the Dedido Senior Center happened over the weekend. So that was just on Saturday. Fantastic turnout as expected. Our Dedido Village always shows up. They pretty much packed out the whole Senior Center. So that was really great. And that's not our last event that we'll be having at the Dedido Center. So right now we are at our halfway point for our outreach events for December. So we have 3 this week. This evening we'll be at the Manilao Community Center from 6 to 7. And then on Thursday we'll be in the south at the Santa Rita Community Center, also from 6 to 7 o'clock. And then we do have an outreach this coming Saturday at the Jigo Gym. That's in the morning. That starts at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So what people can expect, of course, our housing presentation, our housing team will be talking about phase 1, which is rehabilitation of the owner-occupied reconstruction and rehabilitation housing program. So again, we have 3 events this week. this evening, Manila Community Center, 6 to 7. Thursday, December 11, at the Santa Rita Community Center, also from 6 to 7. And then Saturday at the Jigo Gym, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And you don't have to be a resident of these villages to attend. As I've said before, we are trying to spread the word. So we're going from everywhere, north, south, and central, to make sure that all of our Guam residents have the availability, have the opportunity to be able to avail of the outreach events and gain the information that they need in preparation for the application period.
That's great. That's amazing to hear, and the support that you guys are getting for putting the information out there. One of the things that I had asked you before was good questions. Coming from the folks from the community.
Oh, absolutely, and we get everything from a lot of questions. We do get our CLTC. Of course, those are a very special case. But I do kind of want to say that the attendance is really, it's a great thing that we see so many people in the community attending these events. At the same time, like I've said before, it really does shed a light on how many business owners, how many families are still affected and are recovering from Typhoon Mawar. Yes, it happened 2 years ago, back in 2023, but not everyone is moved back into their home. We see that, oh my gosh, I freaked out just last week when I was in Tumon, how many businesses in our tourism district are shut down. I mean, we're talking these big buildings that used to be booming with designer brands and tourism, and now there are only maybe 2 to 3 businesses keeping the entire building open. So it's really heartbreaking to see how much still needs to be recovered. And that's why we really want to encourage everyone to take advantage and come and find out how the program might be able to help you, because we have 4 different, we call them pillars. So we have 4 different pillars: our housing program, and then we also have our mitigation program, which basically that is dedicated to projects on the hazard mitigation plan. And if anyone wants to find out more information about that, they can always contact, sorry, let me find it here. We have our contact for Lloyd Cubba, but I can send you the information on that. So we have housing mitigation, economic revitalization, and then we have our public facilities and infrastructure. So that one is for Government of Guam agencies to avail of that program. So a lot of opportunities for the community to be able to help play a direct role in really the resurgence of our island.
No, absolutely. And Ty, one of the things that, obviously there may be a lot of misconception as far as who should be attending these meetings, who can avail of these opportunities, right, to really get them back on their feet from what happened during the typhoon. Have you seen, is there a group that you have not seen? Maybe we're missing more of the business community, or maybe folks that on the housing side. Is there a group in particular, or just kind of you getting a good balance across the board?
We really are getting a good balance. Again, this specifically the housing program, that is meant to really cater to the low to moderate income families, because as we've said before, HUD has a very hard requirement that 70% of the $500.8 million in CDBG-DR funds be used towards elevating the low to moderate income families. So for this housing program, I just want to emphasize this more. This is for owner-occupied rehabilitation and reconstruction. So what that means is the owner of the property must have been living there and must be living there during the time of Typhoon Mawar. This is not intended for luxury upgrades. So no, we can't help build your jacuzzi or, help refurbish your pool. This is for families that really exhausted everything that they could. So we're moving into priorities here. So the first priority is going to be low to moderate income households in Dededo and Jigo that were displaced by Typhoon Mawar, followed by low to moderate income households in all other villages displaced by Typhoon Mawar. And then finally, it's low to moderate households provided a temporary roof by FEMA or the government of Guam. So phase one is rehabilitation. We would start looking at reconstruction and also expanding the AMI. Right now, we're focusing on 80% area median income households that fall at or below 80%. And then when we move on to the other phases, given we still have money to disperse, we would start expanding it to 120 AMI and seeing what other projects we might be able to give some love to.
No, absolutely. And are we almost coming to a year of the program? Are we, in 2026, is it going to be Fix and 5 or?
No, so we're keeping it Fix and 6 because 6 years is the timeline. It's interesting that you mentioned that because if you go to our website, guamcdbgdr.org, we do have a live, what would you call it? Like a live wallpaper that does the countdown. So it says Fix in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But we do want to reiterate the Fix in 6 is the 6-year timeline that we have to use these funds, which is why we're going to be really assessing the different programs and seeing where the higher demands are. Our housing program does have the biggest pot because it is going to be directly helping our residents in the low to moderate income households to try to not just restore their home, but to make sure that it is stronger and more resilient for the next storms. So again, we really want to encourage everyone, please come out to our outreaches. We have our Q&A sessions that follow after the presentation, so you can ask your questions. Again, we have one this evening from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Manila Community Center. On Thursday, we'll be at Santa Rita at the Community Center from 6 to 7. And then on Saturday, we'll be at the Jigo Gym from 10 to 12 p.m.
No, amazing work that your entire staff, amazing work that you guys are putting out there. I'll just leave it with this because the other countdown that we have is from Frank the Crank. There are 16 days left till we hit Christmas. Another very important question that I need to ask you is, have you already bought our future Senator Mateo's gift yet?
Oh my gosh, Charlie, stop. I haven't even given that much thought yet. So.
Well, you have to, and that's why I did it, because I know you're into this Fix and 6, and I know you're doing great work.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yes. We got 16 days left.
Oh my gosh.
And our future Senator Mateo did not say anything. He didn't say anything. He didn't want me to say anything, but just making sure he put a little bug in your ear just to ensure that we have 16 days left until Christmas.
And thank you for the reminder. Mateo and I have actually, every year that we've been together, we're going on 7 years this Christmas, actually. So our dating anniversary is on Christmas. And he strategically did that because, every dating anniversry, we get amazing food and we get gifts. Whether or not we got something for each other, it's always a great time. But this year, well, actually every year, we've really tried to just focus on immediate family because, especially on my side, I have siblings on my mom's side, and then I have siblings on my dad's side, and then I have grandparents on both sides. So we really tried to, take care of them first, and then we usually do our little thing after Christmas, just because it can get a bit overwhelming. As fun as it is, we really try to focus our attention on outside of our household. And then, Mateo and I were very simple. Our wedding anniversary just happened on October.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. Our first year wedding anniversary happened in October. And so we initially were going to go out to a fancy restaurant. And he had this thing planned, and maybe we'll go listen to live music. And then we sat and talked about it, and we said, you know what? We go out all the time, whether it's for gigs, because as you know, Mateo is also a longtime professional musician. So, we're already going out for gigs, or then he has meetings, or, just the rare times that we are able to gather outside and, see our friends, we're barely ever home. So what was special for us that we did on our anniversary is we decided to just cook at home, and he was ready to throw down. He said, "Do you want a ribeye? Like, what do you want me to make for you?" I said, "Honey, I want your snack pack." So, it was a nice night at home, and I got
easy.
Nice
this is a family show. This is a family show. Easy there. Easy.
We're well rounded here.
Yes, easy. This is a family show. Don't go.
Listen, Joe, if you had ever tasted my husband's Tinactac, you would understand why I asked for his Tinactac on our anniversary. That was not just
okay. I'll take your word for it.
We will take your word for it. But Ty, thank you so much. 16 days left for Christmas. Just one more plug on that. But thank you so much for that information. The Fix and Six, it's very important. Whatever we can do to put that information out there, please let us know. It's very important, and hopefully the follow-on outreach programs are successful as the other ones that have been happening. So thank you so much for that information.
Of course. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Have a great Tuesday. Absolutely. And that's what I said. The countdown is very important. And we have a couple of countdowns, right? So did we reset the pool countdown? Did Ray reset that, or is that still, do we still, because I know that he has a countdown.
Yeah, he's still doing it, man.
He has to. We can't let up, until we actually see something. I don't know. They took the water out, but let's see what.
You'll know what it is tomorrow. Because he'll bring it up tomorrow for sure. That's why I'm coming in tomorrow too. Because I want to know.
You're gonna push him. You're gonna try to plug it. Try to squeeze it out. But yeah. So 16 days, and then obviously the Fix and Six is very important. I wanted to also understand a little bit better on the communication that's going to happen in 2026, because as the phases come into play, the disbursement of funds are going to start happening, and that's really where. We only have so much money that we can give out. So hopefully everybody avails of these different opportunities. They go out there and Ty made a very good point. There is an economic component to this. So if your business was disrupted or shut down because of the typhoon, then, you should go out there and avail and see what opportunities you have in order to take advantage of.
Do it, man.
Take advantage of, the insurance,
Why not?
The premiums going up and everything, that took, place, the roof flying off and the windows being, broken and all that good stuff, everything that came out of your pocket. So, hopefully everybody will be able to take avail of that. So with that, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back on the Ray Gibson Show.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
A clock is still ticking on Capitol Hill. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Weeks after a government shutdown, largely over health care, the key issue remains unresolved. And the president says he wants to bypass insurance companies to bring down the cost of health care.
With Affordable Care Act premiums set to spike and tax subsidies expiring, President Trump says he wants federal funding to go straight to taxpayers.
I want to pay the people, and I want the people to go out and buy their own health care. And that's what we want to do, and that's what the Republicans want to do.
The president accused insurance companies of being owned by Democrats. Democrats are urging a 3-year extension of health care tax credits. The GOP plan would create federal health savings accounts and allow states to opt out of the Affordable Care Act.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. A bipartisan coalition in Congress has been working on a reform plan that does not have backing from party leaders on either side. The president taking questions after announcing a $12 billion relief plan for U.S. farmers using tariff revenues.
This relief will provide much needed certainty to farmers as they get this year's harvest to market and look ahead to next year's crops. and it'll help them continue their efforts to lower food prices for American families.
This a day before the president heads to Pennsylvania with a focus on affordability, aiming to counter a Democrat message that his policies are making costs worse, not better. The president just posting that NVIDIA will be allowed to send its H200 chips to China and other countries, but only to approved customers and under conditions allowing for continued strong national security. The Commerce Department still finalizing details, but President Trump says the same approach will apply to other U.S. companies. And he notes that NVIDIA's U.S. customers are already moving forward with the company's more advanced Blackwell chips. America's listening to Fox News.
Wakey, wakey, Guam. It's time to rise, shine, and dine at Wendy's. Kickstart your morning with our breakfast faves, like the Morning Melt Panini, savory breakfast burrito, or sausage, egg, and cheese English muffin. Or are you looking for some local flavor? Choose one of our local breakfast platters, like the Biggie Breakfast Platter. It's hearty, filling, and packed with island goodness. Start your day with Guam's best value for breakfast, only at Wendy's. Head on over today.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. Want approved credit? Some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
News.
A former attorney for the president resigns after a court fight over her appointment as an interim U.S. attorney.
Alina Habba made a post on X saying she's giving up her fight to stay in as the top federal prosecutor for New Jersey, following a months-long legal battle over whether or not Habba could serve as U.S. attorney without Senate confirmation, as judges have ruled that Habba was serving in the position without lawful authority. A federal appeals court unanimously upholding that decision last week. Habba will remain at the DOJ as a senior advisor to Attorney General Pam Bondi, who also slammed what she calls politicized judges in the case.
Fox's Jeff Bonasso. However, Bondi also says the Justice Department will seek further review of the ruling on Habba and is confident it will be reversed. President Trump says neither Netflix nor Paramount are great friends of his, as both companies bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. Netflix striking a deal recently, but facing pushback from some lawmakers and others. Now Paramount plans to take its offer directly to Warner Brothers shareholders. President Trump has suggested possible antitrust issues with the Netflix deal. A Warner Brothers movie tops today's Golden Globe announcements.
One battle after another, leading the charge for Golden Globe nominations, seizing 9, including Best Comedy Musical, as well as Best Actor for Leonardo DiCaprio and Best Actress for Chase Infinity, in the film about a washed-up revolutionary forced out of hiding to find his missing daughter. There were also nods for Paul Thomas Anderson's screenplay and direction. Sentimental Value, a Norwegian family drama, receiving 8 nominations, and Ryan Coogler's Mississippi-set supernatural thriller Sinners, taking in 7 nominations, including Best Drama, Director, and Actor. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
Anxiety on Wall Street with the Fed set to begin a meeting tomorrow. The Dow dropping 215 today. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
Coming January 24th to the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. The Cover Girl, live on Guam. Angel, the original cover girl, and her iconic voice, singing all their hits like Because of You, Promise Me, Inside Out, and Show Me. Joining them on stage, the queen of dance, EDM, and freestyle, Shannon. Also, 90s freestyle diva singing all her hits, Jocelyn Enriquez.
The radio plays our favorite song, and it's what keeps me holding on. Baby, do you miss me?
Brought to you by Choice Broadcasting, Trivision Media, and Cherry Media. This is a Jams Media show you don't want to miss. Tickets and info at GuamTime.net.
Are you planning a trip to the Philippines? Why not come back feeling healthier and more rejuvenated? At the Medical City, we offer world-class healthcare services, including comprehensive executive checkups and top-tier aesthetic treatments for as low as $530. Imagine lounging on white sandy beaches, shopping at top-tier shopping centers, and indulging in premium healthcare all in one vacation. Book your getaway now and experience the best of both worlds. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
Boss, I got run over by a forklift.
Boss, I crashed a company truck.
What do we do? Our warehouse and inventory are gone.
Hi, this is Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and it's time for Risk 101. Everything you just heard are examples of risk your businesses can face. Our job is to ask the hard what-if questions and teach you how to reduce your exposures and help you recover if things go sideways. We've got decades of experience in Micronesia working with businesses big and small. Call AB Risk Solutions today at 777-2668 for a free inspection and quote.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon. You asked and we listened. The Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt, a Wendy's favorite, is back. Try our deliciously indulgent sandwich made with juicy beef, crispy applewood smoked bacon, sauteed portobello mushrooms, and melted cheese, all on a soft toasted bun. Available only for a limited time. Head on over today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt.
News this hour is brought to you by Family Finance.
Today it's 8:07. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. Bill 240, sponsored by Senator Chris Duenas, was introduced to designate temporary workforce housing as a permitted use in M1 light industrial zones. The legislature finds that allowing this use provides a rapid, cost-effective response to the increasing housing demand caused by the military buildup. This change aims to remove bureaucratic barriers to development, enabling faster delivery of critical infrastructure projects. The housing development would be subject to 5 mandatory conditions. These include being served by an adequate sanitary sewer system, meeting minimum fire flow standards, and complying with all health and safety regulations, including OSHA. Meanwhile, Senator Sabrina Salas Matinani's Bill 186 to address outstanding hospital obligations has been sent to the governor for action. The bill, which passed the legislature Friday, states that GMH is owed $8.1 million from the pharmaceutical fund. The senator argued that although 6.19% of business privilege tax collections are legally supposed to go to the fund, deposits were capped at the budgeted level, even when revenues were higher. Her bill would require DOA to release the claimed outstanding funds to GMH within 30 days. More news after this.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that family vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,000 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña 475-4545 or Dededo 633-4473. Family Finance.
Congressman Jim Moylan supports Bill 242, which aims to amend Guam's political status plebiscite law. The legislation, introduced by Senator Will Parkinson, would remove ancestry-based voter restrictions that were ruled unconstitutional by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in 2019. The bill ensures compliance with federal law and allows the long-stalled self-determination vote to move forward. Moylan emphasized the bill does not erase Chamorro history, but ensures all registered voters can finally weigh in on the island's future. The 3-option ballot question offering independence, free association, or statehood would remain unchanged. Parkinson plans to push for legislative action by June for a possible 2026 vote. And United Airlines held its 11th annual North Pole Fantasy Flight Friday, offering a special experience for 31 kids from the Children's Ark and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The event saw a hangar transformed into the North Pole, complete with cake decorating and face painting. Sam Shinhara, United's managing director for Asia and the Pacific, says the event is entirely powered by employee volunteers. The youth boarded a special fantasy flight before receiving gifts from Santa, who had fulfilled their wish lists. The Guam event is part of United's 35-year fantasy flight tradition, held in only 12 locations worldwide. And those are your top stories. Now back to Charlie Hermosa with weather.
Today, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 87. East-northeast winds at 7 to 13 miles per hour. Tonight, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 76. East-northeast winds at 7 to 11 miles per hour. Wednesday, scattered showers, partly sunny with a high near 87. East-northeast winds 8 to 14 miles per hour. Wednesday night, scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 77. East-northeast winds 9 to 13 miles per hour. Thursday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 88. East-northeast winds 9 to 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 22 miles per hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 77. Heat index is at 92 degrees. 30% chance of rain. Rip currents and high surf watch are in effect. Sunrise was at 6:32 a.m. and sunset will be at 5:54 p.m. And that is your local weather.
This season, KFC turns up the flavor with the all-new KFC Hot Honey Wings. Crispy, juicy KFC wings drizzled in that perfect mix of sweet honey and just the right spicy kick. One bite, and you're hooked. Crave bold flavor the KFC way. Order now on KFCGuam.com or visit your nearest KFC on Guam. KFC Hot Honey Wings. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Stay cool all year round by checking out Johnstone Supply for your HVAC and refrigeration needs. Located at 170 Guerrero Drive on Picanel Road in Tamuning, call Johnstone Supply today at 671-649-0581. That's 671-649-0581. Open 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and closed on Sundays. Stay cool with Johnstone Supply.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show are brought to you by American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, and our friends at Nissan. Check out Nissan Guam's 2025 inventory because it must go, and there's only one team up to the task. That's the clearance team. Go see them. They're ready to make deals and get you stills on your brand new Nissan. Savings up to $8,680 on the entire 2025 inventory, plus models starting as low as $150 per pay period. Get pre-approved for financing in just seconds at NissanGuam.com.
News to fill your mind. Talk to get it out. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-8255.
And earlier we were discussing a little bit of the roadblocks and red tape that a small business have to go through. But one of the things that I did want to plug in is Pono Guam, and amazing poke. If you haven't had the opportunity to have their bowls on in any of the festivals that they've had their food trucks out there, they have a storefront now in Hagåtña, and I was fortunate enough to stop by there yesterday. Had a great conversation with the owner, Bert, and just unbelievable, just an amazing guy. Really, the discussion was all about how do we support the small business? How does he support all the other vendors that are coming up in the ranks? Because it's really a tight community. If you look at the food truck industry or the food truck vendors, there's been quite a few that have come up in the last couple of months, last couple of years, but they're really coming together, and it's all about supporting each other, and it's really key. But they have the grand opening. Pono Guam has their grand opening happening this Saturday. So if you do have an opportunity to support, go on down there and support their grand opening. You'll love the food that they have there. But I also enjoyed the conversation with a young lady there that's working there. Just unbelievable conversation in her thought process. We started talking about healthcare because I asked her, we started talking about, a little bit of politics. She went into healthcare, and, we talked about the economy, and those are great discussions with having great discussions with the next generation. Wanted to sort of pick her brain and see exactly what her thoughts were on what, how she sees the outlook of Guam, and what is she looking for from the island. And so really, really interesting conversation. I loved it. We could have stayed there talking for hours, but they had customers, so I said, please take care of them. So with that, they do have, again, Pono Guam, they have a grand opening happening, amazing poke this Saturday. So if you have an opportunity to go to Hagåtña, please stop in and support all our local businesses that are doing great things. So good luck on that. It's amazing food. So with that, real quick, we have a caller.
You have a caller.
All right.
His name is Frenchie.
Oh, yes.
Morning, Frenchman.
Good morning, young man. How are you?
Frenchie, good morning. Are you talking about Real Joe or me? Which young man?
No, I'm talking about you with the
Oh.
perfect hair.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. It was not windy this morning.
But and you know what? I stopped combing the back of my hair because back of my head because of the headphones. It just makes it stand up. So just
for
little
the
tricks.
headwinds.
Little
Yeah.
tricks.
You-
Little
you-
tricks.
you're- Yeah, what was his name? The former coach of Dallas and Miami, Johnson or something like that.
Yeah.
He had the type of hair that could sustain a Category 5.
I mean, if you're in Dallas and Miami, I mean, you always got to be
but
picture
I think
ready.
you're gonna need it because if you're campaigning for senators, you're gonna run into some headwinds. So that's for sure.
Oh no, absolutely. And the one thing that I will say, Frenchie, is that again, there's a lot of conversation, and unless you hear it from somebody, it should be hearsay. So from the powers from the powers that be, nobody should be talking and acting like tough guys and talking about kneecapping anybody's future endeavors. They shouldn't be talking that way. So I just wanted to throw that out there. No need to be acting like tough guys and saying they're going to kneecap anything.
This morning I was listening to a lot of the callers, and they all have. They're basically all describing the same issue, even though they're addressing it from different perspectives, which is the lack of accountability at every level. So, we're supposed to have three branches of government, the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary. Now, we know the executive under Lou has been the most opaque administration we've seen in ages. They cover up everything. They never tell you what's going on, and then when they want to talk about, they just do press communique, press release, and then that's it. And then usually the local press is so lazy, they just basically publish the press release without even looking into it. And then we were supposed to have a legislature that would depart from that, and except for two or three senators, namely Tello, Therese Delahaye, and maybe the speaker, all of them do the same thing that we see at the national level, where the rhinos are covering up for the dams, even when the dams are criminally insane. And we have the same thing here. There is no openness. The head of the GOP, Gumatata, who is also a senator, which is a double hat he shouldn't wear, but he does, ends up being the investigative lead on ethics, and they don't even contact people that are filing ethics complaint. So, and then that leaves the judiciary, which is by design has to answer, because you need to file motions and then they have to answer the motions and everything. But at times it's very slow and very cumbersome, and not everybody knows how to navigate the judiciary. It's complex, and it can be very costly if you need to hire a lawyer. So we have a system which is dead-handed, where basically the taxpayer doesn't have any say, and Lou was right. You have no say. And because the system is built in such a way that unless you have people of character and ethics, which right now we do not have, either in the legislature or in the executive, you do not get any answer of how they spend the money, where they spend the money, and if they have conflict of interest. So of course, when you're gonna run into that as a candidate, because you're basically campaigning against this, and you're kind of the disturber, the mudracker, the one that's going to go against the flow, and that makes it more difficult. And this morning, all the subjects that the callers made were absolutely on target. But the problem is that we have no administration that is able to tell you who is in charge of what, where, and how. So you have every administration used to have a director, and then that was it. Now you have 2 assistant directors, all with 6 figures paychecks, and we do not get anything for our money. So
and Frenchie, and some of those numbers start with a number 2. Some of those salaries start with the number 2. And so, but whether we run or we don't run, I think that we need to ensure that we call out the corruption and the way we see things, because accountability, we have to, if our elected representatives, they should be held accountable for the areas that they need to control. The directors appointed by the governor, right? And so they need to be held. I haven't seen anything happen with what happened with the water.
Nothing happens unless either the Attorney General or the feds start investigating, and then it's delay, deflect as much as you can, and delay a little more with the hope that people will forget about it. And a lot of time people do forget about it. It's very unfortunate because they don't really, on top of it, our local media doesn't help. They really don't explain what really is going on and what the charges are when there are charges that are brought forth. And basically, the lack of accountability just feeds the monster of corruption. And corruption can only grow if there is no accountability. It is the nexus, it is the perfect storm. If you have no accountability, you encourage corruption.
And Frenchie, but that's exactly it. And for some reason, we haven't been able to break that. And everybody elected. If you want to get mad, you may get mad. But I'm saying you can get mad at me as well, and you can talk all about me. But I'm saying the fact is that the folks need to be held accountable. If we don't hold the powers that be accountable for what's happening, we are going to continue to do everything that we've been doing for the last 10, 15, 20 years, and nothing is ever going to change. Nothing's ever going to change. So
I'll give you an example of the, when you look, personally, when I look at a candidate, I look at what they're proposing, what's their background, and what's their character. Now, the third one is a little more difficult to determine because you don't get to meet people that easily, even though we're on a small island where we meet people more easily than you would in a large conscription. But here you can meet people. So it's very interesting. For example, if it's somebody running as a Democrat, they're going to generally adhere to certain philosophical point of view, and the opposite is true of the Republican, even though on Guam the Republican is kind of the wishy-washy kind of Republicans. But at the same time, finding out the character of the person is sometimes very difficult, but at times it is surprising. There is a lot of young Republicans that are looking for office and everything. I happen to have run with one of them, and actually I'm one of his customers at his business. And lately, since I've been criticizing Sean Gumatata and everything, there is kind of an omerta system that's going on that, you don't talk to Frenchie. So it's very funny. I've seen that specific individual, and he will recognize himself, in church, outside, in restaurants and everything. And he and his wife do everything they can to avoid even looking at me. And it shows the type of pettiness and stupidity, really stupidity, that I do not want to see in somebody I want to vote for. Because this is, if you are that petty in real life, how are you going to be when you have power of a senator? It doesn't bid very well for for that kind of attitude. It's very sad, and I wish we would have a much higher standard for our candidates, but then again, and then we have, the people, but that's politics, people pretending to be something they're not and everything. So this new set of election coming up next year is going to be very interesting. There is several cases going on that I think the stories will become big and very embarrassing for the individuals. But in the meantime, I would encourage everybody to keep their eyes and ears open, because if you see somebody preaching one thing and acting totally different than what they're preaching, then there is something wrong. And it is not surprising that we have no accountability when they come to power.
Frenchie, and a couple of things real quick, and we do have another caller real quick, but I did want to reach out and not reach out, but ask you. You said a couple of things in regards to these are the comments that I heard you say: criminally insane and wishy-washy. And having said that. Not to divert, but the Minnesota, right?
I know Minnesota very well, but
no. I mean, when we talk about corruption, what the reason why I want to ask you this is because what's happening in Minnesota could be a sort of a case study on corruption and how the money gets funneled through all these different programs, and there's no accountability as to who's getting the money.
What you have in Minnesota is very unusual, because normally there is two levels of scrutiny, and over there it has been totally overseen. You have it's basically you have the diversion of money given by the feds to the state to help people in housing and health care, and also in employment. So they have all those programs that are financed by the feds, but that are administered by the states, who have been corrupted by gangsters. You cannot. They're creating fake companies, shell companies.
Yeah.
They pretend to be something they are not, and then the money is part of the money is given back to the politicians in power, so that they can have a war treasure for their election. Then those gangsters also end up getting votes for those corrupt politicians, and then at the same time, part of the money goes to those people that are diverting it, but then it is also processed outside the United States, in some cases to terrorist groups, but also to billionaires outside of the country that are using this way of funneling money that is made to help the weakest and the poorest in our society, and that money is being diverted and used for more corruption. And what we find out now is that there was a lot of people that were alerting to that for the last 4 or 5 years, but that the governor of Minnesota, who ran as vice president in the next election, is actually up to his neck in that corruption, and so more to come. And I think the more people find out, the more they're going to be upset. And in the past administration, it was totally covered up by the Department of Justice, because it was advantageous to the Democrats from Minnesota and next door in Wisconsin and North Dakota.
So maybe that's something that maybe the powers that be don't want that to happen here, where we actually start uncovering all this corruption, because I would imagine that there's a lot of shell companies here that companies that are getting paid for stuff they're not even doing, they're not providing any service, but money's getting funded.
That's exactly the indictment of the family of the lieutenant governor, who had shell companies and pretending to give services that in many cases were not provided. So but those things take time. It takes 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to go to trial, and in the meantime, the corruption continues.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we have the only newspaper of reference. The other one is online, but the Post is basically just promoting copy and paste and basically recopying press release from the government. So there is no real source of information, and KUAM, which carries this program too, is also owned by a very important family on the island who doesn't want to see certain things coming out. So
with that, Frenchie, we're heading over to the news now, but wanted to thank you for giving us a call. Thank you for
you're most welcome.
Tuesday. Keep up the good fight, and with that, thank you for giving us a call. And with that, Real Joe, we'll turn over to
we'll take a break first.
Take a break. All right.
Yeah.
My family and I trust Take Care. We have access to the largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs. Our membership also includes the high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers and the one-stop FHP Health Center and Urgent Care. Fully accredited by the Accreditation Association of Ambulatory Healthcare. We trust Take Care. So should you. Go to takecareasia.com for more information. Take Care. Our island, your health plan.
It's back. Celebrate 75 years of Payless Supermarkets with a $5 off fuel coupon to redeem at any 76 Circle K location when you shop and save at Payless Supermarkets. That's right, $5 off fuel with every $75 purchase at any Payless location. But hurry, this offer is only good from November 17th to December 31, 2025. So don't miss out. Stock up on groceries and hit the road with fuel savings from Payless Supermarkets and 76 Circle K. Minimum $30 fuel purchase required to redeem coupon. Some conditions apply.
16 days till Christmas. This Christmas countdown is brought to you by Carrier Guam. Daily savings on all our high wall units, both Carrier and Toshiba splits.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show brought to you by the Medical City in Ortigas, Philippines. If you'd like to experience top-tier health care from beginning to end, check out the Medical City, your partner in health, or give them a call, 645-5655. And now it's time for news with Donna D.
GPD's Internal Affairs Division is investigating an incident where a patrol officer pulled over a high-ranking officer for a traffic violation. A tip said the officer was driving 60 miles per hour and yelled at the patrol officer during the stop. Police Chief Steven Ignacio ordered the case sent to Internal Affairs. GPD says it cannot comment during the 90-day investigation. Meanwhile, Gora, the governor, and developer Flores Rosa are asking the district court to dismiss a lawsuit over $1.79 million in housing tax credits. The suit was filed by Cortec affiliates who argue Gora improperly reserved the credits for their competitor. The governor's office states the governor has no authority over the federal tax credits. And nominations are open for the 2025 Reina A. Luddy Guam Young Professional of the Year Award. The honor recognizes emerging professionals for achievement, leadership, and service to Guam's business community. Nominations must be submitted online by Friday, December 26. Nominees will be announced January 9, and the winner will be recognized at the Guam Young Professionals annual event on February 12. And that was your last look at local headlines on The Point.
All right, Charlie, say farewell to her.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Goodbye forever, because he's done after this.
Yeah,
bye,
get out of
Chad.
here.
Bye.
That's right.
Let's hug it out.
Charlie's
Let's hug it
not
out.
coming back tomorrow.
That's right. So don't be sad. It's okay. It's okay. I'll be there in spirit.
She looks destroyed, man.
Yes. But Ray will be here. Ray will be here.
Yeah. Hooray. Hooray, hooray.
In this hard seat. But yeah, Donna, thank you so much for allowing me to, keep me active here. So, but we got some other stuff happening that we'll be announcing soon. It's not a show. It's not a show.
Yeah, thanks, Donna. Adios.
But But yeah, I just saw did you like the little meme I sent you on Instagram in regards to you saw the president the president going through
I like all the things the president does. And I love all the things he says.
But the thing
and the way he says it.
But that one and it's to set that up, it's a meme on the president actually dribbling a soccer ball all the way through different defenders and actually scoring a goal. And I'm sorry, Ken. All I could think of was you when I was seeing that, because that would just drive you.
Call back, man.
That would just drive you insane, and that just to see him score a goal. But also another point of interest when it comes to sports, and we've been talking about the immigration and what the founding fathers and everything that this beautiful country that I love. And it comes down to, there's another point that has been made when it comes to college football. And for the first time in college history, when it comes to the Heisman Trophy, there were two major candidates that are in the top of the running. One is a Mexican-American quarterback out of Vanderbilt, and the second is a Cuban-American quarterback out of Indiana. So you have a Mexican and a Cuban running for the Heisman and not the
like the beginning of a joke, Charlie.
No, and not football. This is football,
real football, American football,
not football. So it's
well, that's cool, man.
It's crazy, right? I mean, so that whole misconception that we're all short. Come on, get that out of your head. Get that out of your head. Okay. What?
Dude, Charlie's super tall.
What?
Everybody, if you haven't met Charlie yet, he's really tall. Very, very tall.
But it's been a great week, as I mentioned before, the grand opening of Pono Guam happening this weekend on Saturday. So if you can go out there and support. The other thing that I do want to thank everybody was the fact that we and again, I think that this is just part of the evolution, but I have seen online through a lot of posts a lot of support for raising funds, clothing, and food drives between several organizations to support the homeless, our children, our orphan children, and organizations such as Harvest House, Be Heartfelt, in Ranchetta. These are all part of the evolution, and I actually received an email yesterday from an organization that is, I believe, the only organization that deals with placing children with adoption. I mean, the process of adoption here in Guam. So it's almost like the pieces are being thrown on the table, and I think we need to take all these different components and put them together, work together towards one goal. But I think that between Iranchetta, Harvest House, Be Heartfelt, and the adoption agency, I think that we have a lot of strength there that could help us battle this epidemic that we have with orphans here on the island. But the support has been tremendous. A huge thank you to Phil. If you're listening, Phil, thank you so much for supporting. I mean, he stood up last week on Thursday and said, we need to support. He messaged us, and yesterday we went over. Pastor Jared from Harvest House was able to pick up a donation from Phil and from the Marianas Finance folks. That company was able to donate money, and again, unsung heroes. They don't want the media press. They just wanted to make sure that they did something. And across the board, also the Guam Realtor Association, they've been having, yesterday was their last day to be able to collect donations, whether it was PayPal. And Dominic, thank you so much for putting that out there. And they've been also having a fundraiser collecting clothing and toiletries, and those are going to go out to support Harvest House and Be Heartfelt. So huge thank you to the Guam Realtor Association and the American Legion. American Legion also has a collection point for clothing and toiletries that are going to go out to Harvest House and Be Heartfelt. And the last one I want to mention is my students out at the University of Guam through the organization marketing agency at TAMA. They through their fundraising events that they've had, they've been fundraising for their events, but they've taken a portion, and they've donated a portion to Harvest House, and I saw that come through the pictures, and just amazing what these students are doing across the board. That's what it's all about. So a huge thank you to that. And then again, as we get closer to the Christmas season, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of get-togethers happening, and so a lot of great discussion as we come closer to the end of 2025 and going into 2026. And as we were talking about earlier, if you are somebody that is looking at 2026 as a pivotal point in our when it comes to the leadership and who's going to take command of our island, it's very important to understand all these issues that are happening out there, because it just doesn't seem like any of these things are getting fixed. We talk about them, and we're trying to put legislation out there to be able to do something in control and have some type of control, whether it's the financing side and ensuring that the agencies are adequately spending their funds, and ensuring that the procurement process is getting fixed. But it just seems like the roadblocks continue to be there. There are a lot of red tape, and the comments that I'm getting is the whole pari system, right? I mean, I think we got to get past that, and we got to be able to break that, and that goes across the board, because there's
Man.
no.
Come on, man.
Come on.
When used properly, it can be a very, very effective tool.
Let me think about it. Could be an effective tool. It can. Anything used properly could be an effective tool. Anything used properly can be an effective tool.
Come on.
It's when it's abused,
Yeah.
right? It's when it's abused. It's when it's abused that really turns sort of any action that's done through that means looked on as a negative way. Those who had the means are the only ones that are getting their things done, and it's really unfortunate. So, again, and the reason why I bring that up is because the discussions that I've been having with a lot of small business owners is the fact that they struggle with understanding the normal process to get things certified, inspected, and it just seems like everything's just all over the place, and we need to be able to get a better handle. Similar to what I was talking to before. Don't know why we have to submit a yearly company update if we can just do everything online. If nothing's changed, just check the box saying nothing has changed. I shouldn't have to pay $100, and if I'm late, it's $150. To tell the government that all the information that was there last year is the same. Don't understand. And so those are the little things that really matter to the small business owners, because they're 2025 has not been easy. It's been a tough year, and everybody's trying to make it through the end of the year, and trying to see what can happen, what's going to happen in 2026, and they're trying their hardest to keep the doors open. And one of the things that we thought, the sandwich bar, Savage Sandwich, closed its doors, but they rebranded.
Yum.
They rebranded. They rebranded into, I believe it was, the brand now is Sister Slice.
There you go.
Yes,
Sister Slice.
And I don't know if you have you.
It's good.
It is.
Yeah, it's good.
Hot. I will tell you.
It's hot. It's fresh. It's good.
I will tell you. This is something that I was very honest and truthful to Chef Dylan, is that it's as close as New York style pizza. It's really that good. If you haven't had the opportunity to go down there and support Chef Dylan. He's been doing a lot of magic with the dough, right? I mean,
it's good,
with
man.
Primo's restaurant as well, but now with this sort of to-go style pizza like you have in New York, but the slices are really good. So usually, always the way that I test, I don't test any pizza with any toppings. If it's a new joint, I will.
Straight cheese. Huh?
It's straight cheese
there
and
you
sauce.
Go.
That's the way I tested. Straight cheese and sauce, and then is where I'll add anything extra.
Yeah, because if you get the basic good, right?
If the fundamentals, if the
It's
foundation
solid.
and
then the building will be great.
Yes, absolutely. And
God, you're making me hungry, man.
I have a banana if you need one.
I don't want a banana. There's too much potassium.
Come on, that's what Doc said. Come on, stay healthy. Stay healthy. That's what Doc was saying. Stay healthy. And so, again, if you have the opportunity to go out there and support local businesses, please do that. Everybody's really taking it one day at a time, seeing what 2026 is going to look like. And hopefully, with the powers that be and the government, the administration is being aggressive on ensuring that we're taking action to promote our island in a way that we get more tourists coming in. And, everything that we've been saying is in line with the conversations that we've been having for years now, is that, the product that we need to present to our tourists has to be, it can't be a bait and switch. We can't be sending out pictures and videos of this beautiful island. And then
I'm sorry, man.
What?
'Cause that's what it was, a bait and switch. Like when they send you pictures of the hotel room you're going to get or the B&B you're going to get. And then when you get there and you're like, what is this?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's a nightmare. It can go bad.
That and those who have been on the dating app as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's another one. And so, in San Francisco, on the mainland, when I was living in San Francisco, everybody was super busy. Everybody they just jumped on the dating app. That's just the way nobody dated. Every time anybody would go out, it's just to spend time with family and friends. And it wasn't, that point to be going out and looking for someone. So the dating app was perfect. And so the bait and switch was very evident. And there was times when I have questioned the picture and I said, how old is that picture? How old was that picture? And I think maybe it's time to update it. So the pictures and videos that we have been sharing with the world should be in line with what they should expect when they arrive on island. And there's one blogger. I've had enough listening to him and watching his blog on YouTube. It's just
Which one, the German guy?
The German guy, yeah. It keeps replaying.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it keeps replaying. But I'm like, okay, I get it, I got it. But yeah, he was pretty hard. He was hard on our hot dog stand in Chamorro Village, and he's like, well, okay. I mean, at least it wasn't that too expensive for a hot dog, but he wasn't really too pleased with it. But again, he pointed out a lot of facts that I think we all understand, and we all understand what's happening here on the island. So with that, I think we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. Real Joe?
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Celebrate the season with Subway's limited time festive flavors collection. Sink your teeth into the meat-loaded Terhamkin, festive turkey, or festive chicken. Want to dial up your holiday flavors? Add cranberry sauce or stuffing to any sub for just $1 more. Happy feasting only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
The Hilton Guam Resort and Spa is hosting a celestial New Year's Eve countdown. This is an open bar New Year's Eve party at the Tree Bar, and tickets are only $60 per person or $100 per couple. DJ Mark kicks the New Year's Eve mix off at 9 p.m., and then it's a night full of raffle prizes, specialty cosmic cocktails, and a grand deal champagne toast at midnight. Dinner patrons at the Hilton that night get discounted no-host bar tickets for only $15. Get tickets at guamtime.net and at the Hilton front desk. Bud Light reminds you that responsibility matters.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show are brought to you by Kim and Ron at Security Title.
Yeah, we don't need any. We don't need tough guys. We don't need tough people, tough guys, acting tough.
Where?
Anywhere in our government. Don't be acting tough.
Who's getting tough?
Oh, I don't know, but if anybody's getting bullied out there, if any business owner is getting bullied out there, just let me know. I'll support you. I'll go out there and do the whole tough guy, and put on a good accent, and that's it. Then I'll be like, that's it. You're good. You're good. You're good. But we haven't spoken. I mean, we've been talking about Christmas quite a bit, but Real Joe, New Year's Eve. That is
yeah.
You know what,
man, that's coming up fast.
That's coming up fast. It's super fast right now.
I'm already asleep before the fireworks, bro.
What? That's where you're at now. That's where.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I'm not young like you anymore.
No,
man.
but no, I'm right next to you. I'm right behind you.
You're a whippersnapper, man. You're a young dude.
Let's. We have
got another
call.
young dude.
Yes, absolutely.
He is another Trump supporter.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, you guys are tempting me.
Morning, Ken.
Good morning, Ken.
Where do I want to go here with the limited time left? Something of relevance, or do I want to humiliate Trump?
Let's do relevance, because we know you're gonna. That's a given. I'll send you the meme though, on Trump scoring the goal.
Anyway, the reason I was calling, I was just following up on a comment made by Frenchie. All the corruption that we see in government is our fault.
Right.
We, as voters, register to vote in impressive numbers, and we fail to vote in equally impressive numbers. And when we do vote, we keep voting for the same people over and over again without any proof that they actually did something for the benefit of the people who want. And so as long as we keep voting for the same people that created the problems, and believe me, they all had a hand in creating these problems, then we deserve what we get. Same thing with Trump. So now, as our local economy is collapsing, and all the politicians are standing around talking about how great they're going to be when it comes to addressing the concerns of small business people on Guam, there's no proof of that. There's no evidence of that. And so we as citizens would be better off if everybody who was eligible to vote registered to vote and actually voted, and voted for someone not in office now.
Right.
Because if we did that, we would send a lesson to all the politicians that results matter. I mean, by electing someone who's never held office before, we take no risk as citizens. Because the worst thing that could happen is they would fail as bad as the incumbents have. That's the worst thing that could happen to us. But what if they're better? You know?
Right.
And I'm an optimist. I believe that if we got new people in office, a majority of them new people in office, like 12 out of 15.
That's a super majority.
Maybe 13 out of 15. We would see dramatic improvements in the quality of life and the quality of governance. But until we do that, we're going to get the same thing. I mean, I'll go back to Vince Areola, one of my favorite punching bags. As director of Department of Public Works, he has all these rules and regulations he forces everybody else on the island to follow except him.
Yes.
He bulldozed a 1.5 mile road across my property through a river. And nothing has happened. EPA won't investigate it. DPW will do nothing about it. They all tell me the same thing. Sue government of Guam.
And
who am I suing if I sue government of Guam?
Yeah.
Is Vince going to pay anything? No.
No.
The taxpayers will.
And they give a hard time to all this business, the small business owners trying to, get their inspections done. And that it's very telling. I completely agree with you on that.
A friend of mine couldn't rent out his apartment because he didn't have screens on a window.
Right.
The director of public works can bulldoze a 1.5 mile road without a survey, without soil study, without water studies, without engineering, and without a survey or a plan. But if you try to rent out an apartment without screens, by God, they're gonna
Exactly.
they're gonna send you to hell and back.
That's exactly it, Ken. That's exactly it. And that's the shift that we need to break. We can't have that. I mean, and again, to your point, we allow that to happen. We allow it to happen.
Let's run over the numbers again. We have about 110,000 adults eligible to register to vote. We get 60,000 of them. So 55% of those eligible to vote register to vote. And out of those that register to vote, 50% of them vote. So basically what we end up with is 25% of the people deciding the fate of 100% of the people. And that's where democracy dies.
Correct. And, and I would just mentioned earlier as well, Ken, that I actually had an amazing conversation with a young future leader, a gal who was working in one of the restaurants yesterday, and I wanted to pick her brain. And let me tell you, it's exactly, I think we may be naive in thinking that the next generation, the younger generation, the 18, 19 to 20-year-olds, don't really know what they want. They may express it differently, but it's in line. They may say it differently, but it's in line with what we're trying to fight for. And they want a better future for here on Guam. They don't want to leave the island, but they need to make sure, infrastructure. They may not say infrastructure. They just say the streets, right? The streets, they're terrible. The roads are bad. What are we getting for healthcare? How is the things with the hospital? So they may not
even more basic than that.
Yeah.
Right now, there are 3 generations living under my roof, and almost everyone I know my age, I'll say 50-60% of my people my age who still have children online, and this was even documented in the U.S. Census 2020, that we have a dramatic increase, almost like a tripling over 2010, a tripling of the number of multi-generation households. So if the young people can't get an apartment, when I was younger, I had an apartment on EPOW Road. I paid $200 a month. But, a minimum wage back then was $1.75 an hour. So the point is, even with the inflation that we're seeing here, the inflation in wages hasn't kept up with the inflation on everything else. Every time we talk about a livable wage, everybody and their aunt and uncle in business says, we can't do it. We can't do it. But in the meantime, their employees are on SNAP, Medicaid, and Section 8 housing. So all they are doing is transferring the cost of their doing business onto the backs of taxpayers. If their business is so bad that if they pay a livable wage, they would go out of business, they probably shouldn't be in business. When your partner is the U.S. government, in other words, you're paying minimum wage or barely above minimum wage. That's the trap right there. Oh, we pay above minimum wage. Yeah, you're paying above minimum wage. You're paying $11 an hour in a community where you need $27 an hour to survive. A family of 4.
Agree again. And Ken, we're coming up to the top of the hour, end of the show for today. Always great to have you call in. Thank you again for sharing all your thoughts.
All right.
And yes, we'll continue this conversation when Ray comes back tomorrow. So I appreciate you calling in.
Okay, thanks.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
You too, again. And with that, we'll wrap up the show. Real Joe, thank you so much for allowing me to come in here.
Thank you, man, for covering, bro. Appreciate that.
I didn't break anything again. And safe travels for Ray coming back. And with that, thank you everybody for joining us today and listening to me. And just love you, Guam. Have a great day.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3. HD3.
Presidential control over independent agencies could be expanded. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The Supreme Court seems likely to back President Trump's power to fire independent agency board members as it hears arguments over the firing of a member of the Federal Trade Commission.
Attorney Amit Agarwal, arguing for the FTC, noted Congress gave presidents the power to remove certain agency commissioners for cause.
We're talking about more than 24 traditional independent agencies that have been established by statutes enacted by the people's elected representatives and signed into law, all of them by democratically elected presidents.
But Chief Justice John Roberts questioned the precedent here, saying one prior ruling in particular the FTC was relying on was a husk of itself.
In the opinion itself, it described the powers of the agency it was talking about, and they're vanishingly insignificant, has nothing to do with what the FTC looks like today.
During arguments, several justices questioned the increasing power of independent agencies.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. President Trump's former personal attorney, Alina Habba, has resigned as the top federal prosecutor for New Jersey after an appeals court ruled she had been serving in the post unlawfully. Habba making the announcement in a posting on X, but also wrote that the administration will continue to appeal. The Trump administration providing some relief for farmers hit hard by U.S. trade wars. The president announcing a one-time payment totaling $11 billion for farmers that'll be covered by tariff revenue.
This relief will provide much-needed certainty to farmers as they get this year's harvest to market and look ahead to next year's crops. And it'll help them continue their efforts to lower food prices.
The farming industry has been asking for help after soybeans and other exports were cut as part of the trade war with China. Wall Street, the Dow lost 216, the NASDAQ minus 32. America's listening to Fox News.
You never know who might be taking the quiz.
Hi, I'm Teresa Giudice.
I'm Clay Aiken.
I am Dre DeMatteo.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jill Whelan.
Hey, everybody. It's Billy Baldwin.
It's Patricia Heaton.
Hey, everyone. I'm Nicole Palizzi.
It's Candace Bushnell.